I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm going to pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because He helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yes. He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped Gilligan get off the island. Lord.
I want to talk.
It's the good.
Of hands, half step, weave the jab, uppercut, pick up your mans. It's past the Gucci Cam, Sugar J the wise man. We bring them to the light, make these haters understand. Northside is where I stand, Nebraska, that's the land. We cancels out the jab from a southpaw stance. We beat the competition, knock it out with either hand. And we drop the link, so come and kick it with your fam. And we drop receipts, so keep your sources on hand. If you can't confirm that this facts, you spread propaganda. Make sure you hit the like when you subscribe to the channel. One love to the playback gang and the panel. It's boxing to you.
It's boxing to you. It's boxing to you. It's boxing to you. It's boxing to you. Represent the 402. Being 10 Crawford, that's what we do. It's boxing to you. It's boxing to you. It's boxing to you. It's boxing to you. What it do? Represent the 402. 10 Crawford, BNB, yeah, that's what we do. What up? Y'all know who it is. It's the Goose to you. Mr. Goose to you. They said we weren't gonna do it, Cam. They said we weren't gonna last in this bitch, but we here. The apostles of the YouTube boxing community. We lay hands on their ass. Y'all see what it is. We got young Sugar J, the switch hitter from BNB, coming out 2023. One love. Y'all know what it is, huh? But y'all gonna see what it is. Mr. Gucci, you, Kevin the Baptist, Sugar J the Wise One, we are the apostles of the YouTube boxing community.
You muted. We can't hear you, Gooch. You muted.
Why you unmute me then? It's the Goose to you, Mr. Goose to you. And I'm with my guy, Cam the Baptist, and hopefully Sugar J, the Wise One, will come in and join us. We're bringing is boxing to you. Check this out. Cam the Baptist has done it again. He just pops up in people's just other panels and lays the hands on them. Shout out to my guy Mark Nash. Shout out to Mark Nash.
Hey, shout out Mark Nash TV, man.
Yes, sir, man.
My God.
Okay, so
boom.
hey, yo. You gotta be ready to go get some chimes and shit. We gonna boost this shit up in a minute though. Give me his hot second. It's gonna get done. Good news, great news, great news. Peep gang. Your boy has something to say, but he talked too long. So I don't even know if I was just sitting there. That's why I was trying to piece this shit together. That nigga can talk, bro.
Who that?
One time.
Oh yeah, that nigga. Yeah.
I wanna cook, but that mean we gonna be all mad. Cause one time talk, bro.
So I'm gonna play that bit. Yeah, we
gonna cook on it. So we're gonna get on that. This week, man. Let y'all know in the chats we're gonna be chopping it up about Boots fight Villa, and then Ortiz and oh shit. Hold on. Take over. Somebody to do it.
Well, damn. Well, if y'all don't know what we talking about, man, YORDENIS UGAS, or excuse me, this week recently, Keith Thurman was just announced to be taking on YORDENIS UGAS sometime in August. And what we got was one time sat down with Brian CUSTER to do the Last Stand interview, the Last Stand podcast. So we're going to take a look at that, listen in to what One Time was talking about, because this ain't a short interview. One Time was in that thing talking. And you know One Time can talk. But we're going to get into that, cook on that. Also, it's fight week, ladies and gentlemen. It is fight week. It's fight week. It's fight week. We will be reviewing the interim and regular titles that are on the line this week, and that the IBF interim champion JARON Boots ENNIS will be taking on ROIMAN Villa for the IBF welterweight interim championship. Also, VERGIL Ortiz Jr. will face EIMANTAS Stanionis for the WBA regular title, and both bouts will take place this Saturday, July 8th. So we definitely going to cook on those. I'm getting that Last Stand
now
podcast pulled up here with One Time.
So bro, already got it up, bro. Already got it up.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good.
Doing too much.
Good job, Gooch. Numbers.
I was already on it. I came back. You see it's up on the screen.
Oh, yep. I got you. Well, let's go on and get into this thing, man, because we got a little minute. And then we can cook on that. And, yeah, it's boxing to you. Y'all know what's cracking.
Hey, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you do mainly more Jordy. Just cook through it. You know what I'm saying? So I won't stop it. But if I do stop it, you know, you'll see me. I might echo a little bit, but y'all get the gist. Hold on.
They may even consider him more of a gatekeeper, don't you think?
So this is an interesting
fight
happen.
I would think that this would be a crucial fight, because it would seem like the winner is.
Who the fuck is this? What is called?
Happening with Spence Crawford at the.
And how are you? Keith Thurman is back with us on the Last Stand. What's going on? How are you?
What's good, Brian? How you been?
It's good to see you, my brother. And I'm excited because, from my understanding, we are going to see One Time back in action. August is what I've been told, against another former welterweight champ. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, you know, we've had an interesting year at the top. You know, you work so hard to get to the top, and then you're finally here, and then you run into some politics. That's what happens in any industry. You know, I'm pretty sure just doing the job that you've done and making the name that you made for yourself, that you've run into a little bit of some issues here and there. But, you know, when you're good at your job, you're good at what you do, there's a demand and you can supply it, you're always going to be around. I'm a world-class fighter through and through, and I just love world-class competition. So we were trying to get Spence in the ring. You know, him and Crawford were going back and forth. Last year, it looked like it was falling out, so I was trying to slide in. This year, they were able to put it together. I waited patiently because I love big fights. You can look at my resume. I just love big fights. So that's not on the calendar for me this year. So we're trying to put together, you know, another respectable name, you know, somebody who's been around, who's a former world champion, and just one of those little comparisons, right? I want to fight big names. And then, you know, after that, we're going to run out of names. We don't know what's happening with Spence Crawford, right? Can Thurman ever get in the mix? Are those boys going to move up to 54 when they're done fighting each other? You know, there's still a lot of hearsay. You know, we got to boxing. We got to take it one piece at a time, just like chess, you know? So once that fight happens, there's a potential for a rematch. There's a potential for a trilogy here. Okay. People who don't understand boxing, they can't predict the weather. They can't look at the forecast. But your man Keith Thurman, I know everything about boxing. This is my life, you know. So these boys got the potential to lock up the belts for the next, what's that? Year and a half, right? Year and a half. These boys can be busy fighting each other, but fighters like me who are right there just won't get that shot, you know. So it's okay though. There's great fights. There's great fights that can happen, and I still want to make great fights happen. There's talks of some younger names that they've been slowly for the past year or two been saying these guys are coming up and they're going to need somebody. And, you know, Thurman loves big names. You know, these guys have been growing. And I'm talking about the Virgil Ortizes. I'm talking about the Boots Ennis, you know, and we'll just see what manifests, but we just got to get back in that ring. We fought last year. I was trying to put 2 on the calendar. The opportunity didn't fall into place. So this time, once we get in the ring, not only do we got to get in the ring, give you guys an exciting fight, but we got to get the ball rolling and we got to get back on the bandwagon of fighting a quicker turnaround. And that's what I look forward to later on this year.
Okay, so you talked about this former welterweight champion, YORDENIS UGAS. Talk to me about a Keith Thurman, YORDENIS UGAS. What kind of fight are we going to see?
You know, we gotta. It's still not locked in, man. You know, you're going off of side talks. You know, but it's a great fight. You know, so let's talk about it as it's a great fight, right? So we get the fight. We get things to manifest. That's a great fight. And Ugas, you know, he's done big things, right? I mean, he beat Pacquiao again, right? But there's a little redemption, right? If I beat somebody who beat the guy who beat me, it's like, well, is Thurman really like, you know, that's when eventually you can say, you know, not only do styles make boxing, but athletes at a certain time of their careers, they're either more closer to that 100% or they're not quite at their optimal performance. My body's feeling great. Everything's feeling good this year. I believe that I'm optimal, and I look forward to showcasing my skills and talent once again. And I believe that it makes a good fight. Ugas's last opponent was Errol Spence Jr., who was the opponent I was trying to get into the ring this year with. So we get that little thing, you know, like when he's fought some competition that I've fought, and there's a few little bit of competition that he's fought that I haven't fought. And that would have been like Kell Brook, I never got in the ring with, and Ugas, I never got in the ring with. So it's just a good opportunity. You know, Kell Brook, he's been put the ringer. Spence busted him up. Crawford busted him up. The man's not as relevant. I think Ugas is more of a relevant fighter at the top that can still make a great fight happen.
Hey everyone, I'm Kayla Becker with Encore Insider, and I've got your all-access pass to everything.
I think that this would be a crucial fight because it would seem like the winner is right back there at the top when you talk about the welterweight division, whereas the loser, boy, you want to talk about falling down. Now they may even
consider him more of a gatekeeper, don't you think?
So this is an interesting conversation. You know, I mean, I don't want to. It's hard when you have ex-world champions and then you just say, you know what, he's the next gatekeeper. You know, but this is a talk that we were starting to have last year. There was the Broner fight that fell out here in Florida, and we were talking a little bit, and that's when I said, I'm not a gatekeeper, and if I'm a gatekeeper, you best believe that gate is welded shut. You know what I'm saying? It don't act like I'm just some average, you know, that you can just utilize me to get your kid to that next level, you know. Now, at that time, I didn't bring it up, but I did feel like we know, boxing fight fans know, that the gatekeeper of the welterweight division would automatically have to been Shawn Porter. Okay, he fought everybody, he beat some, he lost to many great fighters, only losing to great fighters. You know, for whatever reason, Shawn's had a full career. He's taken the approach outside of the ring. He's a happy family man. You know, I grew up with him in the amateurs. I tip my hat off to his success story in general. What I've done in boxing, what Shawn Porter's done in boxing, these are dreams coming true, true manifestations. When we used to fight for medals, we used to fight for trophies. We just wanted to make our mommies and our daddies proud, and then we became world champions, man. So like Bud Crawford, Errol Spence, Shawn Porter, all the champions that I just grew up with, seeing, amateurs, hearing about, I respect their success story, you know. So I'm not putting Shawn down when I said that he would have automatically been the gatekeeper of the welterweight division. He announced his retirement after his last loss. So that opens up doors. But is there really a gatekeeper at 147? Is Keith Thurman with one loss truly a gatekeeper? I think UGAS would be a better gatekeeper because he is a former world champion. He has fought some big names and he has struggled against, you know, certain people. Now, is he really a gatekeeper right now? Can you just call him a gatekeeper right now? No. But like you said, if Thurman loses, Thurman might be the next gatekeeper. If UGAS loses, UGAS is the next gatekeeper. And why is that? For those who might not really understand some of these terminologies, you climb up the ladder, you get to the top, you fall down, and you take that, you know, you don't quit because you fall down. You try to climb up again. Now, in that second pursuit, that second leg of a fighter's career,
we call him a gatekeeper. That's better than a journeyman.
Top, and if you fall back down again, then maybe you're never going to solidify yourself back at the top. And it's reasons like that the guys, you're somewhere there, but you cannot solidify yourself at the top. You fought some fighters and you lost. He just fought Spence. If he loses to me, you know, they might throw him like a Virgil Ortiz, you know, and his Virgil Ortiz, if he gets past UGAS, then that'd be evidence, you know. But it takes time, in my opinion, and it takes the losing to certain champions, ex-world champions at a certain stage of your career. And UGAS has more L's on the record than me. So I'm not just trying to say I'm a better fighter, Keith Thurman, this and that. I'm trying to take an unbiased approach and look at boxing at the beautiful sport that it is and where these terminologies truly come from. And, you know, my intentions is after I'm done, yeah, that boy's the next gatekeeper. You know, when Thurman's done with UGAS, y'all can just sign him up for whoever.
I love it. I love it. You know, you kind of mentioned this too. You know, after Spence Crawford fell apart that first time, listen, there was talk that we were going to get Errol Spence Jr. and Keith Thurman finally fighting one another. How difficult and disappointing was it for you to step aside now that they've, you know, obviously got a deal and are going to fight now?
Yeah, you know, you can put, you know, a little salt, you know, it was a little salty taste, you know, it wasn't sweet, you know. But at the end of the day, man, you know, like I pride myself on making the biggest fights happen. And let's be honest, man, if this fight didn't manifest, we would call some shenanigans. There's shenanigans. What's happening? You know, It took 5 years for Floyd. It took 5, 6 years for Floyd Pacquiao to manifest. You know, I mean, I know, create fight hype, make the drama, make the people want it, salivate, make them hungry, make them thirsty. I'm starving. I want to see the greats. You know, I get it, but you know, there's another weird thing. Here and now is the time in the moment. You know, there was no reason for extra hesitation. But if they were going to keep clashing and not come up with a deal, Thurman would have popped right in, right? Because I'm not hard to negotiate with. Former champion, not current champion. I know my place in the sport. You get this percentage, I get that percentage, and we throw hands. You know, so I think this was just something that happened. Two big egos collide, you know, respectfully, you know, at the highest level, at the highest degree of boxing, you know, and it just took a little bit of time, political issues, things like that. Looks like everybody worked it out. We're all looking forward to it in Las Vegas. It's history in the making, without a doubt. Hall of Famer. You know, whoever wins, you know, they're both guaranteed in the Hall of Fame anyways. But at the end of the day, somebody's gonna have a few more sentences underneath their name when they get handed that plaque.
What do you think this fight does for the sport?
It's great, man. I mean, the welterweight division, you know, with everything that happened back in the day, it was the heavyweight division, right? But Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Ray Leonard, you know, we have a plethora of amazing, athletic, entertaining fighters that have come out of the welterweight division throughout history, you know, and that's why I love competing at 147, you know, as not only do I believe that that's the division that I can dominate in, but at the end of the day, it's the history of what it means to be a welterweight, and to be a part of that history, it's big. You know, and I feel like a lot of the fight fans know that, they understand it, and they're looking forward to undefeated champion fighting undefeated champion. It took some time, but it didn't take too much time. These boys are not fully past their prime in any way, and I believe that that we're gonna see greatness. You know, everyone's been asking who wins, and I say, look, man, if you ain't taking money out your pocket, you don't need to know. All you need to know is that it's greatness. Sit your butt down, buy the pay-per-view, tune in to greatness in the sport of boxing. This is what you want. This is what you wish Floyd did. You got to understand, Floyd Mayweather, with all of his accolades, and one of the most TBE, one of the best ever to ever do it at any given time in the sport, never unified the welterweight division. This is just history. You have to acknowledge it. And I think that's why you're excited. I think that's why I'm excited. And I think that's why the whole world should be excited with this up and coming event.
I'm certainly not going to ask you who wins it, but I love your boxing knowledge. You believe this fight will boil down to what?
Just for the record, so we got a moissanite chain and a diamond chain right here, okay? So let's take a look.
I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for the commercials. I'm getting back into it. My computer's buffering real quick. Now, yes, this is going to be historic, but dude, just answer the fucking questions. God damn, it'll take you damn near a whole hour just to act. Get on his ass, Kim.
This nigga did a lot of fucking filibustering, bro. Just land the plane. Get to the point. Wrap that shit up, B. Damn.
You have highly qualified fighters, you know, and then what does it boil down to? It boils down to what everything boils down to at the top of every sport. Whoever makes the least mistakes gets victory. All right. We can talk football. We can talk basketball. Okay. When it's game 7, fourth quarter, come on, man. The 3-pointer, 2-pointer, 2-pointer, 3-pointer. It's down to that final moment, down to the final hour. I mean, that's what I want to see. You know, I want to see the tug and war. I don't want to, when you have great, you know, I'm making analogies with team sports, you know, but when you have great athletes competing, whether it's individual or at the team level, and you get to witness that tug and war, you can be on this side, you can be on that side, but you want your heart to beat. You want to feel that pound. You want that insecurity. Stop saying this. Oh, Spence got this. Oh, Crawford, he got this. It's a pick 'em fight. Go ahead and pick 'em. Pick 'em if you want, but it's a pick 'em fight. You got to acknowledge when real great athletes are competing at the highest level that we can provide. And that's, to me, that's what makes boxing beautiful. That's what makes every sport so beautiful. The World Cup, you know, at the highest level, all you do is sit back in amazement, straight awe, straight fascination, you know, and that's, to me, that's what it's all about. Don't make it overcomplicated. You know, you don't have to know all the stats and all the statistics, and you just sit back and just eyes wide open, enjoy it. You know, you are the spectator. Just engulf yourself into what is to manifest. You know, we had this big fight earlier this year with a lot of similar hype, but it wasn't of this caliber. And I'm talking about Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Okay, it was not this caliber. It was nowhere in the ballpark of this caliber. And it showed. It showed. Tank showed. He outclassed his opponent with all the hype, all this and that. Yes, it's so. Yes, they did their thing. And they did their thing. It was a great event. But when it comes to boxing at its purest, at its finest, at the highest level, I mean, we're talking about 24-karat gold. There is no filler. This is not some 10-karat. There is no filler. You don't even get 24-karat in the States, baby. You got to go overseas to pick that stuff up. But we're giving you the purest of the pure. And that's what I love about it.
I love it. Okay, so let's talk more about Keith Thurman, because I heard at one point, and I know we had discussed this last year, but I heard at one point there was some talk of Keith Thurman even fighting Boots Ennis. How close did we come to that matchup?
I mean, there was not. They threw out VERGIL last year. They throw out names, you know. It's not concrete, you know. But in the near future, like I told, like, hey, like I be.
Bro, I'm sorry. Bro, they just asked strictly about Boots. Why did he throw VERGIL in there? Why does this dude want to hear his... I guess he just... see, y'all remember when I told y'all I knew this shit wasn't going down? Remember, this is where I knew this fight was happening? Because this nigga wasn't doing this.
He wasn't talking.
This nigga wasn't doing this. Come on, man. If y'all gonna try to... Al, you need to listen to me. Shout out to Al Heyman. Al, you need to listen to me. If you're gonna try to bluff some motherfuckers around and throw this nigga in the game, make this nigga talk. Make him, because this shit right here, my nigga, this is what I'm saying. This is where I knew y'all. This is why I knew this fight was about to happen. Because this nigga talks, nigga. Okay, I'm about to get in talk. I'm just breathe, Gooch, breathe.
I'm telling Al Heyman, if VERGIL is who I got to see to feed my family on my next check, sign it. If Boots Ennis is who I got to see to feed my family on my next check, sign it. You know? But like I said, man, at the top,
wait, pause that
so
shit.
many moving pieces.
Please pause that shit real quick. Wait a minute.
And
Wait a fucking minute.
I worked hard to be
fucking minute. Now, this is the same Keith One Time Thurman who, when he was unified at 147, was telling guys that they hadn't done shit in the division and they hadn't earned the right to share the ring with Keith One Time Thurman. Now he's saying, put me in there with the young guys. So is this because the belts are gone? Like, I'm confused. I'm just trying to make, I'm trying to make sense of this whole thing. Because when you had the opportunity, the world was at your fingertips. And
nigga, right, because you should have fought Earl then, nigga. You should have fought Earl back then, right, nigga?
Right.
This is why you and Earl ain't fighting right now. Because you didn't have this same energy. See, that's what I'm saying, nigga. You talk too much, and you're gonna talk your shit, and you're gonna talk yourself into some shit to where, yeah, we gonna cook your ass today, bro. You put yourself on the grill. I just hate that it's long. You've been filibustering, nigga. But I'm gonna tell you, Keith. I'm gonna tell you, you are a gatekeeper. Little did you know. Little did you don't want to hold that title, boy. Oh yeah. Sermon of the day is, who is the gatekeepers?
Who the gatekeeper at welterweight?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's funny because it's like, what's the saying? It takes one to know one, right?
That part.
The funniest shit, hey.
When he said there's levels to this shit.
Hey, shout out because I'm trying to. He said it's levels to gatekeeping, and I'm like, the only way a nigga would know about the levels to gatekeeping is if he's ever gate kept. I don't know if that made sense, but feel what I'm saying? Only way a nigga would know about gatekeeping is if he was a gatekeeper.
But see, this is my thing too. Now you're talking about no. Here's what I have a problem with. This is what I have a problem with, because basically you're trying to make it really like I said. If Keith, you and Earl was really gonna bang, you'd have been on that. You'd have pressed that. So you knew you wasn't gonna bang with this.
You knew you weren't getting a fight.
You just knew they had to throw your name in some shit just to stir the pot up a little bit.
That's
just to have us talking.
Yeah, that's to keep him relevant. That's relevancy.
But now, me personally, why you gotta fight UGAS?
Okay, now, so with the whole UGAS thing.
No. I'm gonna let you cook on that. Let me speak on this, because what I'm about to say is, you could have been training for Boots. You could have kicked July off with Boots. Where do we stand in IBF? Ain't he number 2 or 3?
Who? One time?
Yeah.
Let's look and see.
You have to pull that up, sir. But I'm just saying, because you could have set this November fire off with Boots, because Boots and them is setting the fire off. Really, to me, it's Virgil and Stanionis, because simple fact of the matter, Stanionis need this fight to see if he was real. Did he deserve step aside? Is he like the boogeyman, the shadow of a boogeyman? Why did you pay him step aside? I understand. I get it. To get the belts. I get it. But shit, after you seen Sugar J. After you seen man, I lost my train of thought. I just seen your thing popped up and I thought it was Sugar J. But like after you seen Bud, okay, this is where I'm at. After you seen Bud fight Evanescence, you could have fought, you know what I'm saying? You could have fought Stanionis, kept yourself busy. Am I right or am I wrong?
Got a point.
I'm saying, you paid this man. Why didn't you fight him? You could have stayed busy. No, I forgot. Oh, that's different, because you had to fake an injury that you said you never had. Or was you just chilling too much and you got too fat?
Nah, UGAS don't. I ain't never really seen UGAS with weight issues like that. I can't say that.
No, I ain't talking about UGAS.
What are you talking about?
You hear what I said? I'm talking to Earl right now. Because Earl could have been fighting Stanionis. You feel what I'm saying? After Bud fought Avanesian.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Paid him step aside money. You might as well whooped his ass for that pay. You know what I'm talking about? You could have fought him. You could have fought him. Check this out. You could have fought him in January, February, and still been ready for July. Tip top shape. That would have gave the Earl Sextras a lot of talk about. But nah, brother. You want to fake an injury for Al. You feel played, huh? See, that's another thing. That's another thing. Cook Gooch. Remember when he treated that he felt played? I'm talking about Earl right now. So I'm going to get back on Keith. But Keith talked too much. That's why I knew this fight was going to happen. But Earl, let me speak to you right. Remember you? Huh? You feel played, right? Right after you said you feel played, guess what? Y'all announced the fight was happening. Guess what? Then, on top of that, a couple days later, what, you announced you had a whole new management? You got a management along with the advisor just to make shit go right? Huh? But you Earl Sexuals don't cook on that. Y'all still, what y'all do is y'all aiming towards Bud. I keep aiming it towards Bud. Why? You remember that tweet? He felt played? Huh? Where Al Heyman at too much in this? Because what I heard, where it's understanding, where we see it, or we all see it, it's all sitting right there in front of our eyes. That what? These two guys sat together and negotiated and got the term together. Like Earl said, I gave him what he wanted. Okay. So you're supposed to. You're both A-side individuals. Fuck that A-side, B-side. You're both A-sides, and yet still you get the A-side because you got more belts, brother. We get that. The money, you paying for the sanctioning bodies. You paying for, I get that. You got more, I get it. But you're making that money, right? Bet $1 million. Go ahead, Cam Cook, bro.
My shit fucking up right. Go back to the interview. I'm pulling up the standings.
Yeah, I just wanted to see where Keith was with the IBF. But then I just jumped on Earl's ass real quick.
You want
pull it up now. If anybody can okay. Because my thing is too,
so
you talking about Boots, brother. You could have been fighting Boots this weekend. Me personally. You still fighting 4 weeks away. Huh? Make that make sense. You talking about you can fight the young guns. Huh? Make that make sense. You can fight the young guns, right, Keith?
Bro, that's gonna piss me off.
It's a lot of shit's lagging, but we on this, bro. We got it. Matter of fact, if anybody know, let me see in the chat. OG, I see. So basically, because if anybody in the chat, I get back cooking on Keith Cook for a minute. But if anybody in the chat, let us know, man. What is Keith? Where Keith ranked with the IBF? Because my whole thing with you, brother, because Keith right now, we have to interview those who just chimed in. We have the interview of Keith Thurman on The Last Stand. And he's talking about he could have fought. He just told Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis he had signed the contract. But I'm just trying to figure out is where is Keith in the IBF, and Cam's computer's going slow. So what we're gonna do is let that buffer up, brother, and let me go back to mine. I'm gonna show mine. And matter of fact, we can just let it cook. Let me see if you can still hear. I'm gonna mute my mic. Tell me if you can hear it or not.
Man, what the fuck?
that have done big things in the sport, you know, and respectfully, even though I always knew that I could dominate a fighter like Robert the Ghost Guerrero, he's done things in boxing throughout his days. So I respect that. And yeah, man, it is what it is. Like I said, I got to feed this family, man. You know, and I love boxing. I'm not done. I've had time off. We've had the COVID thing, this and that. And the only thing about inactivity, the only positive thing about inactivity is you're not getting beat up, right? You're not beating yourself up in practice. You're not beating yourself up in the ring. And that means that I got plenty more years to squeeze out some performances. And I'm looking forward to it.
I'm happy you brought that up because, you know, you did fight Mario Barrios 2.5 years after fighting Manny Pacquiao. It's going to be a year and a half since you last fought Barrios. Injuries aside, put the injuries aside.
You've been inactive as fuck.
In your opinion, Keith Thurman been so inactive?
Oh, this is interesting. So injuries aside, COVID was just a phenomena that took us by storm, right? And
Did
that
this
was the
nigga just
main
blind
reason
COVID?
from that time gap that you just brought up, right? COVID was the main reason to get to the Barrios fight. Now, I'll be honest, I missed an opportunity. I got a phone call. They said, Keith, we want you to go to LA, fight in studios with no fans. Now, you got to understand, one, you're talking to Keith Thurman. Two, I just fought Manny Pacquiao in a packed arena, and now you're asking me to perform with nobody there. That I'm going to hear every word my coach says, you know, and I don't know if the film guy is going to be shouting out instructions. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to happen? We fighting in studios. The fighter that I am,
bro.
Now, from a business perspective, I look back in retrospect, I should not have said no. They wanted to keep Thurman's name out there from the Pacquiao fight. They wanted to put me on the TV. They just wanted boxing to be entertaining because they know I deliver that. So they went to me first. When I said no, thank you, politely, that's when they called up Sean Porter, and Sean Porter got that fight in studios. You know, they just wanted to get sports moving back around. I didn't even ask, what are you putting on the table? How much money is it? I literally said, the phone call didn't take more than 3 minutes. I said, that sounds like the most boring thing I ever heard of. Hard pass. Like, I need the fans. I need the adrenaline, you know. And like I said, in retrospect, we should have just stayed busy. I mean, but I had no clue. I had no clue what COVID was going to do. I had no clue that it was going to take that long to be in Mandalay Bay, to get a Barrios fight, to be with the fans once again, you know. And some people look at that performance and they say, man, shoot, Thurman rocked him several times. He could have stopped him, this and that. And I ain't going to lie, man, you know, it felt so good to be under those lights. I just want to put on a show, you know. And then I have another problem, which I talk about, that tug and war, right? You showcasing what you got, so that after you do that, I can just put my skills on top of that and show that whatever you bring to the that I'm playing with fire. You know, Thurman doesn't need to be putting in all these extra rounds, putting all these boxing performances, even though it was beautiful. I got a lot of compliments. They said, man, your boxing podcast, you know, he was like, yeah, I know what Tank did, man, but you know, Thurman was different, you know. It's like I took away his fight spirit in the fight, like, you know, with my movement, and just showed him that you thought you had confidence in your boxing, but your boxing is somewhere on a elementary, middle school level. You know what I'm saying? This is scholar. You know, I'm a boxing scholar, you know, and I just wanted to take the boy to school, and I did that, you know. But you know, I admire what Tank has done, and I see what the world sees in the entertainment. And we might have to just start sitting back down on our punches and go back to hurting people the way that it used to be done.
Oh, wow. So it sounds like you're telling me one time is coming back.
I mean, it's, you know, there's a certain mindset, you know, and I've heard comments, I've read comments, this and that, but there's a certain mindset. When you witness a knockout fighter, you know, we can just go back to Mike Tyson. You know, Mike Tyson was not playing around. There is a certain mindset, and there's a certain exertion of energy that one needs to be willing to do when they're trying to knock people out. I mean, you can look at Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? It's that knockout punch. And you really got to look for it. You set it up, and you want to be explosive, you know. Throughout the years of my boxing career, as I became a world-class 12-round championship fighter, you know, you got to learn some in and outs. You got to be able to utilize the ring, circle them with the jab, especially when you're fighting flat-footed Mexicans. No disrespect to the Chicos, you know, they've done great things in the sport of boxing. You know, but there's that analogy of the flat-footed, you know, he's the bull versus the matador. And, you know, you just use angles, and you use your movement, and you use some tactics, you know, and those have come in handy as I was coming up fighting some of these guys. And then I got to showcase that Thurman is more than a puncher. He's a boxer too, boxer puncher, you know. But I just think the scale tipped a little bit too much on footwork, you know, utilization of certain things, and not just, hey man, thanks for coming, we done. You know, I'm gonna wash my hands clean of this. We're done. You know, and so I gotta tip my hat back to the Tank. You know, and what I love about when I reflect, you know, I like to put myself in other fighters' shoes. I don't know how many people do this, but I like to put myself in other fighters' shoes. And the first thing you got to do is you got to recognize the ring name. Okay. When Pretty Boy Floyd went from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, and he never fought Keith Thurman, and all he did was make a whole lot of money, it's not a surprise, okay? It's in the name. It's in the title, okay? Floyd Money Mayweather, not Floyd fight everybody that I need to fight Mayweather, okay? This is the difference, okay? But it's a great success story. Another takeaway, phenomenal. You know, there's no guarantee that I would even beat the man. The man was phenomenal. It is what it is. It's greatness. But I would have loved to have the opportunity to share the ring with a fighter like that. But Money Mayweather, you know, Errol Spence, the truth, right? He comes from that Olympic status, similar to Mayweather, right? You look at Tank. Come on, man. You can't bring a knife to a gunfight. You can't bring a 22 when I got a shotgun, okay? But his name ain't Shotgun, people, okay? His name's not even Rocket Launcher, okay? It's a tank. Who can fight a tank? Okay? I'm not saying that the man's unbeatable, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm saying you gotta just, in the title, just put yourself in their shoes. Because when Tank is setting up, once he fires, it's boy, they rock you. They rock you, they shock you, and that's what a tank's all about. And I love it, you know. And one time was similar for me. Who was doing who embodies that one-time KO punch? Of course, I grew up embodying that. Then I saw Deontay Wilder, and I thought that was the definition of one time. If I ain't ever known the definition of one time, you see that monster land a punch. This is not okay. So, and once again, Bronze Bomber, boom, boom, boom. It's in the title. It's a psychological. We're human beings. We embody the spirit of a warrior. To what degree? To what degree? Sweet Pete, Pernell Whitaker. Boy, so sweet with it. So sweet with it. There's a sweetness to it. You know, like when you get in the flower and you get that little nectar and that natural sweetness, that honey, that all natural, you know, that's what it's all about. So one time, yeah, you know, we got to go back to one time. You know, they can play their games, they can say what they want to say once upon a time, but one time is a mindset. And as I get back into the original mindset of what it means to be Keith One Time Thurman, I believe that it will showcase in my future fights.
Get ready for the beefiest summer ever at Circusburg.
Hey, everybody, I'm Brian.
Okay, while Brian Custer is doing his damn thing, talking and advertising, man, hold on. This motherfucking Keith, I know this motherfucker Brian Custer went to sleep on his ass, bro. Because this motherfucker is straight fucking filibustering his ass off, dude. What the fuck, bro? Like, for real, what the fuck, bro? Hold on, y'all. Here we go.
Will we see one-time Keith Thurman fighting more actively and like twice a year going forward?
Definitely. You know, we want to fight, then we want a 5-month turnaround. You know, 6 months maximum, but I would like a 5-month turnaround. I believe there's a lot that we can do still in the welterweight division. There's all sorts of rumors, as you know, Brian, all sorts of rumors in the sport of boxing. We don't know what's gonna happen in 154. If certain things happen, long story short, if somehow in boxing those belts get vacated, right, because of Charlo, those belts get vacated, it'll entice names, you know, to like a Thurman, like other names that had great careers at 147, to extend themselves up to 54. They always say, when you going to move up, champ? You know, is it time to move up? How are you doing at 47? You know, Crawford has stated he wants to move up. Spence has stated that he wants to move up. You know, I don't just want to move up, but there needs to be some opportunity. If doors open, then things can happen, you know. And if these boys are busy fighting a trilogy and Thurman gets an opportunity to grab a belt before they can hop over there, then that's another little strategic. It's like, hey, now that you're over here, I know you want one of these belts. Might as well make a big fight happen with a big name. So, you know, that's fantasy land. That's, you know, that's predicting the future, and there ain't no glass ball in boxing, you know. But that's just my mindset as a fighter. I just love the welterweight division. Nobody's happy with the belts being locked up, but they are. But we can still make great fights happen, and that's what I want to do. And one of the most important things as I do that is also just staying active. You know, if that means staying at 147 and opportunities and those doors to open up here, or possibly taking a few fights at 147, and then as soon as a big opportunity in a weight class opens up, you know, somebody was asking me about who were they asking me to fight? They were asking me to fight who isn't Danny fighting Orlando Andeslari Laura?
Yeah, here's Landy Lara. Exactly.
So that was a name that was being thrown around, but I was like, what division is that? You know, and then I was saying you know, what belt, you know, he's got like some regular belt or something. And it's like, okay, you know, when belts are on the line, it's enticing. I don't want to just move up because I feel like eating more cheesecakes or anything like that. Like I don't like moving up. And the reason is there's a time and a place in a fighter's career where they move up. And I feel like that shows you what stage they're at in their career. And I've never felt forced to move up or to move out of the division I love, which is the welterweight division. So I just want to stay here and just milk the cow. I just love the welterweight division. But if doors and opportunities open up, we might take them in the future.
Okay. Do you believe that the winner of Spence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet?
I mean, that's too much, you know. Personally, you know, when you comes down to the best fighter on the planet, you know, there's so many divisions, you know, and there's a preference in styles, you know. So that's still one of those pound for pound things. Now, will they be acknowledged as? I will say yes. You know, they deserve to be acknowledged as? You know, there's nothing to argue against that, you know. And I mean, we're talking about like back in the day, right? Back in the day, you remember when Andre Ward went through the Super Six, right? When he dominated, how was Andre Ward not pound for pound number one, right? And do you remember why he wasn't pound for pound number one?
Why is that?
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Floyd.
Oh, yeah.
Floyd was pound for pound number one.
Yeah.
Which had him at pound for pound number two. And guess what never gets talked about? Pound for pound number two. You know, when you talk about the best, you only want to talk about the best.
Yeah.
You only want to talk about number one. They can give you that pound for pound list, this and that. Nobody remembers the names on the list. Unless if all you do is barbershop boxing talk for a living. I mean, nobody memorizes those names on the list, okay? But everybody will acknowledge the number one guy, the number one spot, you know? So I do believe that the winner will rightfully deserve pound for pound number one. I mean, yeah, throughout the welterweight division, I mean, you know, they both have great careers. Bud dominated 140, and now he's fighting the biggest fight that he can fight at 147. He was and he's willing to just fight names in general. So whoever wins, you know, I mean, their resumes are going to be very thorough, hard to argue against. And, you know, you gotta, hey, It's the fight game and it's the hype game, baby. So you gotta have to hype somebody up, and we definitely hype up winners more than we hype up losers. That's just life.
Talking to
A little quick mix. We throwing the Bowls QC 45s. We get
Bro, all I'm hearing is wah 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 wah. Whew. Go ahead, start it back, gang. Let's power through this. Last
they
bit.
both have voiced their disdain for Keith Thurman. So I guess my question is this: do you believe that you will ever get to fight one of these guys?
I think, you know, in the current pool of things, right? I mean, to be honest, Thurman could have fought Crawford if he was really as interested as they were saying after the Barrios fight. Easily, right? We could have, but like I said, man, they have a reason to do what they're doing, and it's a good reason, you know. It's my fault to be in a sidestep position, right? Thurman never loses to Pacquiao in 2019. These fights can never manifest without seeing Thurman.
Nigga, what?
So it's a little bit of a domino effect. And this is why I compare boxing to chess. You know,
you lost, my nigga.
They say, oh, Thurman, boom, he got knocked off the board. And then somebody like Brian Custer, he's going to talk about Keith Thurman. And then Bud Crawford and Spence are going to be like, that ain't a real piece. You know, what do you mean? I mean, you want to bring it back? Like you got the pawn to the other side. Now you got two queens on the board. Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, he's a powerful, he's a big name. Like, he kind of does deserve to be on the board. Like, yeah, we could always bring Thurman back. But, you know, they're doing what they're doing. They're fighting each other. But this still is a fight that people want to see. You know, I always told people it's Thurman versus everybody. We cannot deny Thurman versus Bud Crawford, tremendous event. Thurman versus Errol Spence Jr., tremendous event, you know. But at the same time, while the getting is good, right? Thurman versus Bud, if that would have happened, you know,
if
potential. You put your undefeated record against a two-time former unified champion who's never been a pushover. And me and Spence, like we don't really know each other. Me and Bud, we grew up together. That was my same Olympic year. He was at the Olympic trials when I was at the Olympic trials. You know, we know each other. He knows I've been a puncher since I had the long hair ponytail when I was 15, 16, 17 years old. You know, back in those days, they were calling me Samson. They said, you see that boy with that ponytail? Watch, oh, that boy Samson. He got that strength. You know, that strength. Oh, you know, I was dropping people back in the day. You know, so I always had that reputation, you know, and Crawford, he's matured beautifully as a man, as a true athlete. You know, he's matured very well. I believe we've all matured very well in the sport of boxing, you know, so they are big fights. But currently, if I had to look at the crystal ball, if I was to see those fighters in the ring, I would assume that for whatever reasons, it would be under their terms. And when they're done with this rodeo, they're hopping out of the welterweight division. And Thurman might have to see Spence or Bud. And I will take winners. I will take losers. I do sign contracts. And I will compromise and meet them at 54 if that's where they're trying to be in their career. So the answer is yes. There is still potential. You know, I mean, what? They're going to be like Pacquiao? They're going to fight each other 5 times? How many times are they going to fight each other? You know what I mean? How many times they really want to fight each other? You know, and if they're going to stick around in the sport and keep doing things and keep making a name for themselves, and whoever loses and wants to rise back up and make something of themselves, Thurman is just one of those names that will always be creditable. I might miss a car payment because I'm lazy. You know what I mean? But in sport of boxing, I got all the way live credit, baby. My credit is fully, you know, official, baby. You know, so that's the way that I see it, man. That's where my confidence comes from. That's why I'm able to continue to smile even when I don't get what I want. You know, I still get what I want. I'm a world-class fighter. You cannot be disappointed with the life that I have, with the fans that I have, with being able to do interviews with people like you that are the
Wow. Wow. Wow.
This dude just
Wow.
talks so much about his fucking self. It's fucking ridiculous. He can't answer us straight. This is why I told y'all the fight. Hold on, let me get my shit together. Get my shit together. This is why I was telling you motherfuckers, not you guys, but the Earl section at the beginning of the year. I was telling people fight ain't gonna happen. Why, Gooch? Because Keith ain't said shit at 154. Now, let me pull this shit up. Because Ken was having problems.
No, he said a few things that was interesting. Oh, I got it pulled up now. I'm already on it.
Okay, did you? Because I want to see if you seen what I'm gonna go to. Because I seen some on boxing rankings that ain't looking right.
You talking about the rankings, or you talking about But let's look at a couple things.
Hold on. Let me go here.
Because I got the rankings pulled up right now.
Okay, so he is number one on this one.
On your screen here are the boxing rankings at 147. Let's see. Hold on, let it load.
Okay, so
you got yours pulled up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had 147 pulled up as well. Go ahead. What you
But you see number one is vacant?
In the IBF, yeah. The number, okay.
So what I'm saying is,
whoa. Wait a minute.
Why is not Keith there?
In the IBF, well, the number 2 spot is always vacant in the IBF. But what I was gonna say is Errol Spence is the IBF champion. I thought Boots Ennis was the IBF interim champion.
He is.
And he's fighting Roman Villa for the IBF interim.
He is.
Okay. I'm just asking because it's
there you go right there. There go Boots. There go Boots and Earl. Yeah, Boots is fighting. Okay, but see, that's what I'm saying. Why is not Keith Thurman not even on the IBF?
He's not ranked in the IBF at all. He's never fought an IBF.
Question. Why, as you always fight the good fights, you want all the fights, why haven't you challenged for the IBF? Look, brother. Look, I'm just going. Let's go through it. There go the IBF.
Yeah, he's never jumped in that line at all.
He is nowhere in that lineup. Why not?
But he's always stayed in line. He's always stayed in line. No, that's Al Heyman. That's PBC, bro. He's always in line for the belts where they have a sanction, where the sanctioning body is locked in with his promoter. If you notice, he's never fell too far out of the WBC rankings, and he's never fell too far in the WBA rankings either. WBO, that's Bob. IBF, With that WBC and WBA ranking, he has always stayed somewhere within range to be able to get back in title contention.
Nigga.
In those two. Off the top. And that's just from what I'm looking at. Like, from what we've always heard, you've heard the WBO talk about, they scream WBO, what Bob orders. That's associated with Bob Arum. But the WBC
so
and
here's the Ring magazine. Here's the Ring magazine. Once again, where's Keith? You ain't even in the top 10, brother. So what makes you fucking irrelevant?
Or relevant?
What makes you fucking relevant? I say irrelevant. What makes you fucking relevant? Thank you, Ken.
Because I'm like, yeah, that don't make no sense, gang. That makes absolutely no sense. You're not ranked in the IBF. He's not. This is a W, and from what I'm being told, the potential bout between Keith Thurman and Yordenis Ugas, of course, the fight will take place over 12 rounds in the welterweight division, meaning the weight limit will be 147. And I was also told that this would be a WBC title eliminator. So the winner of this bout is the number one contender for Errol Spence's WBC title, even though Keith has already been the number one contender. Now, a couple of interesting things that was said in this bout. Now, the potential of this happening. Yordenis Ugas would actually step into the ring with a record of 27 wins, 5 losses, no draws, and 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Whereas Keith Thurman will make his way to the ring with a record of 30 wins, 1 loss, no draws, and 22 knockouts. The stats suggest, Thurman has a huge advantage over Ugas in terms of power, and that Keith has a 73% knockout percentage, whereas Ugas only has a 44% percentage. Also,
okay. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but where is BOUTA on this one?
I'm not talking about that right now. We going through something else. Ugas actually is older than Thurman by 2 years, and from the look of it, he has about a 2-inch height advantage over Thurman, but both fighters have an equal arm reach. Both fight out of an orthodox stance. And when I look in terms of age and activity, Ugas is currently the more experienced fighter.
Man,
as he's had one more fight, made his debut in 2010, and Keith has also been inactive due to injury. And he made his debut, like 2 years, 8 months later? Ugas made his debut 2 years, 8 months later than Thurman, because Thurman's first professional fight was like 2007. Ugas debuted in 2010. However, he's fought 46 more rounds than Thurman, and that's based on Thurman's inactivity due to injury. But I'm looking at this because when I look at the rankings, what's that? Thurman is ranked number 3 in the WBA and number 1 in the WBC, whereas Ugas is ranked 5th in the WBA and 3rd in the WBC. Now, when I look at this joint coming into this fight, Ugas has beaten 4 of his last 5 opponents, stopping 1 of them, going a distance 3 times. His last fight, he just lost to Errol Spence, April 16th of 2022 by technical knockout, the 10th round. And that was in their unified WBA Super World Welterweight, WBC World Welterweight, and IBF Welterweight Championship in Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium. Prior to that, Ugas had actually beaten Manny Pacquiao August 21st of 2021 by unanimous decision for the WBA Super Welterweight Championship before losing that to Spence. Prior to that, he had wins against Abel Ramos. Who else? Mike Dallas Jr. and Omar Figueroa. Whereas Keith Thurman was on he had beaten 4 of his last 5 opponents. His last fight, he beat Mario Barrios by unanimous decision. That was February.
He's been inactive.
Who?
Keith has been okay. I don't understand what you're saying. I understand all that shit. I get what you're trying to do. But what I'm getting at is this Ugas and Thurman fight is going to be a bullshit ass fucking fight.
It's not number 1 contender matchup, bro.
It's not for what though? Why do Ugas, like I said, man, why do Ugas get man, Keith needs to be fighting the young guns. Like you just said. You heard him.
Why does
Fight the
Ugas
fucking young guns? Put Ugas to the side, man. Ugas, man, come on, man. It's time, bro. If y'all want to make, man, because this Keith and Ugas shit is just bullshit right now. It's just to throw some shit out there.
It's a #1 contender bout, nigga. What are you talking about?
Once again, how does an inactive motherfucker becomes a #1 contender bout?
He's not inactive, nigga. He just fought last year in February. You
And
can't
he's
say
fighting
he's inactive
a
no
year and
more.
a half, bro. Ugas fought last April.
Bro. Keith fought last February. Ugas fought last April. There's only a 2-month difference, gang. Don't do that.
Okay, I understand that part.
Now,
What I'm just saying is, they need to fight the young man. All I'm saying is, how come he couldn't? He could have fought Boots. He could, man. Any of these niggas could have fought Boots in January. Knowing this fight was gonna happen, they could have jumped this shit off and still, you know what I'm saying? Or he could have fought Boots this weekend. Let Ugas fight Stanionis.
Wait,
let's make this shit happen.
Why would he be fighting Boots for Boots' IBF interim crown, Gooch? He's not.
Okay. So they're fighting for what? What they fighting for? The WBC again?
The WBC #1 contender spot. The winner of that fight is eligible.
Okay, you're not getting what I'm saying. Boots and okay, never mind. I don't get how
you're not.
Thurman is number fuck.
Thurman's been #1.
That's all I've been saying. I know they put him up there, but come on, bro.
I'm not saying the shit was right, but yeah, he's been #1.
I'm just not
inching up
I get what y'all saying though. I'm gonna go there.
We've been talked about this. We talked about this months ago. And I said,
it's the gatekeeper shit. It's the gatekeeper shit for me too.
I said they keep inching, teeth up the rankings.
I am only dropping the link for Sugar J. Sugar J is just now about to chime in. I am only dropping the link for Sugar Dre. Once I hear Booty Swang, and then we can get back into things and open the panel.
But what I was saying is, the inactivity of it is because he fought Mario Barrios February of 2022. Prior to that, he hadn't fought in 3 years. He had fought Manny July 20th of 2019. Then prior to that, he fought Josecito Lopez. So he had 2 fights in 2019. But before that, he fought Danny in 2017 and then Sean Porter in 2016. So I get what you're saying about the inactivity. He had the injuries, things of that nature.
What makes him #1? I just didn't get how he just shot up all of a sudden to #1. How?
With him, I was about to say, that's what I was telling you. He been on that. They've been moving him up, bro.
How in the fuck do you move up but you've been inactive? Then the dudes you're fighting, I just don't get it. How come he didn't fight? No, that's what I'm saying, bro. And I guess that's where it fucks me up with this shit. Because he should have been in fought a Virgil or Stanionis or instead of them whoever Mario Barrios, then we fought last.
He fought Barrios last.
Right, but then you move up to #1 by fighting Barrios, but you don't fight none of the top contenders. But yet still, this man just was cooking on he fights all the best. Make that make sense? But you ain't fighting none of the best in the last how many years?
Been a while.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just going by what he just. I'm going off of all he just said, bro. And that's why I'm just pissed off about it, because simple fact, if that's what you're saying, if you got that same fucking energy, dude, you should have been and fought one of these young cats. You knew what was going on with Crawford. You knew what was going on with Spence. You knew it was bullshit in the game. So what you should have did is made boxing exciting your damn self. Since you're talking about you're here to sign the contract. That's what he said, right? He said he'd fight Boots. He said he'd fight Virgil. I don't know, bro. I'm going by I'm using his words, bro. That's just all I'm saying. You could have been and done it then if you're talking about you would do it now. Now but then this what kills me. Now you're talking about fighting them after you're just put it to us that it's levels to being a gatekeeper. So if you ain't trying to put yourself in the gatekeeper, what I'm saying, this is my opinion. If you ain't trying to put yourself in the gatekeeper's position, you should have been fighting these young guns. Shit, like you saying, you trying to fight in 5 months. Ain't that what he just said too?
That nigga said a lot.
I'm saying he did say he's trying to fight within 5 months, and after 5 months, after 5 months after this fight. So all I'm saying is, if you got that same, where's this energy been within this last year? You know what the bullshit was. Like you said, you a fighter. I'm going by what his words, his own words. Also, he said he's a fighter. He knows the business. He knows what's going on. That's why he said it's going to be a trilogy. If you know all this, how come you to make boxing exciting before Tank? Then the way you just praise Tank, you're right, bro. The Tank wagon is sickening to me. I like Tank, don't get me wrong, but the way this dude, the boom, 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 and just got so active and animated when he got to talking about Tank, did you hear that shit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand Tank's, but you trying to compare yourself to a young. Once I'm saying, you can't compare yourself to a young gun after you lost to Manny Pacquiao. Then you fight a Mario Barros, and then now you're talking about now that you're fighting your Dennis Ugas, who's just damn near who just like, bro, come on, bro, he's broken. Wasn't his orbital bone broken too?
Who?
Ugas. What was broken on him?
Both of them. His ribs.
And his orbital bone. So that means the other side is still. See, this is what I'm saying, bro. This is a setup so he can break the other one and say, look what I did.
His ribs was broken too. Both of his ribs got broken too.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, Sugar J, this fight right here, Ugas and Thurman don't make sense to me. It just don't.
I mean, Gooch, if we being real, bro, they the only big names. Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm like,
it's gonna be.
Ugas was a former champion. Keith is a former champion, and they're fighting for number one contender to fight for or to be eligible to fight for another championship for Errol's title.
Wait! Whoa!
This is a WBC title eliminator. The winner becomes number one contender.
So what's the JARON and ENNIS versus Villa?
That's for the interim IBF championship belt. Remember, Boots had the interim IBF.
And Stanionis and Ortiz is for the WBA?
The WBA regular.
And then what stands for the WBO? Rocha, he's the WBO. Okay. All right. So, I mean, I'm going to tell you this, right? Now, I'm going to say it like this. But whoever wins that 147 between Bud, which is going to be Bud, but whoever wins, those are going to be their last fights at 140. They're not staying at 154. So at that point, I think it'll be exciting just because whoever the titles will be vacant. The titles won't be hostage. So and it's not like the young guns can't get a shot. You got the Cody Crawleys, the Stanionis, the Ortizes, the Ennises, and now you got you could get Rashidi back up there and what's name Villa in the conversation. So I don't think whoever wins out of any of these title eliminators, any of them, I don't think any of them are gonna fight Bud or Errol. None of them. They're gonna have to fight when one of them moves up.
I think they'd end up fighting everybody that's fighting like for these interim belts and
they're gonna have to fight each other.
They're gonna have to fight each other. Everybody right now is kind of just positioning themselves to get ready for the winner of July 29th to win and vacate those belts. Because once they vacate, they just throwing them bitches in the air like Killer Man and going to the next division. And now whoever get them, you gotta go get them.
I'm calling it out. JARON ENNIS will reign supreme all over them niggas. JARON ENNIS. I'm calling it now.
So you see JARON beating Virgil if they ever clash?
Hell yeah, man. Virgil, to me, a little overrated, bro. He overrated. I felt like Virgil be kind of ducking the smoke, bro. He be pushing back this shit, bro.
And that's what one thing I know is Virgil. And Virgil does listen to his team. Virgil's team been telling him he not ready.
Yeah,
and I
bro.
think Virgil is believing that.
Now, you know what? I'm gonna say this too, bro. I'm gonna say this. I'm keeping it real, bro. Stanionis actually got some pretty good shot, man, beating him too. If I'm keeping it real, people ain't giving like when I watched Stanionis beat Odu last year in the AT&T Center on the undercard of Spence and UGAS. Stanionis impressed me, man. He actually pretty good, bro. You know, he kind of it's gonna lead for a great clash. You know, they're both really aggressive, front foot, heavy fighters. They're gonna put on a war. You know, Stanionis, he got the one hell of a chin. Ortiz, we gotta see how he is. I mean, the 18-0 and 18 knockouts, that look good. It looks good, but you know, questionable. It's questionable. You know what I'm saying? He beat it. Who did he beat? Who was his last fight? Mean Machine, right? Was it Mean Machine?
Who you talking about?
Who was Virgil Ortiz's last fight? Mean Machine?
Hold on, let me look and see.
I thought it was the Mean Machine in 2021. I could be
want to
mistaken.
say it was no. He fought. I thought he fought one more time last year. I thought
he was supposed to. He was supposed to fight. What's his name?
Hold on, I'm finna look.
He was supposed to fight Rocha, but he pulled out, and what's his name fought Rocha? Blair Cobbs did, and he lost.
Hold on, let me see. Virgil Ortiz last bout. Make sure I got this right. Come on. His last bout was he fought Michael McKinson last year in 2022. He knocked him out.
Okay. So
yeah, because he won. He beat let me see, just to make sure I got this right for Virgil Ortiz Jr. Yeah, he beat Maurice Hooker in 2021. Then he beat Mean Machine in 2021 because he fought Maurice Hooker March 20th. Then he fought Mean Machine on August 14th.
He was supposed to fight. He was supposed to fight Rocha, but he pulled out.
He pulled out that fight. He ended up fighting Michael McKinson on August the 6th, and he knocked McKinson out.
Okay. So,
and now this fight is set for this Saturday with him and Stanionis.
So don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if what's name wins. I'm gonna say this. I don't see what's so great about Virgil Ortiz. That's just me personally. I just don't see what's so good about him. It's gonna be an entertaining fight because they both sluggers. You know, it's gonna be a good fight. I think I'm gonna tell you this. You know what I'm looking for? Besides Bud and Spence, I'm looking for Canelo and Charlo. That's what I'm looking for. You know?
Yes, sir.
I want Charlo to take them titles, boy. I want him to take them titles. Get him up out of there, bro. What did he say? What did he call Canelo cinnamon? He need to get up out of there, bro. He need to get up out of there. I'm tired of Canelo, man. You know, it's no hit on Canelo, man, but Canelo, you know, it's just what you have the titles for, bro? What you got the belts for? You're not even defending them against the people in the weight class. And I think that Charlo really want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you this too. I feel like whoever was between Canelo and Charlo, Bud and Spence is gonna try to go after them. I'm gonna say that. They're gonna try to go after the titles. They're going to. Yeah, man. And then the UGAS, Keith Thurman type situation. I don't know are these the rankings for all the titles?
Yep.
Okay. Why does for IBF not say number one not rated when Jaron Ennis is number one?
He's the interim champion, so he's not ranked.
So, ain't that the same way with the WBC?
Hey, y'all gotta wait. Whoever's in the back, I don't know who just popped on.
Yes, always. The IBF ranking always.
Let's only put up apostles right now, y'all. At the booty swing, please.
Yeah,
No,
the IBF always keeps his second slot vacant. Always.
oh man, that's some bullshit. All right, that's cool. And then the WBO. So I don't know. I just kind of I don't know how y'all feel about the UGAS Keith Thurman situation. How y'all feel about it?
Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll rap with you on that in a second. I gotta take care of something. Go ahead, cook.
My thing is on it. I don't like it. I mean, to me, because my thing is, I don't see how Keith Thurman, being as inactive as he was, you lost to Pacquiao, then you come fight Mario Barros, and then don't fight nobody else, and yet still you move up to number one. That don't make sense to me. And yet still you're fighting number one contender to somebody who just lost the belt. You know what I'm saying? Want the young guns. Why don't y'all get the young guns a chance?
I'm gonna tell you this though, Gooch. Them young guns though, I could see them all losing at Keith Thurman. I could see them losing to Keith. I don't think Keith is really that bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he did have one loss to Manny Pacquiao, but like that was just one of those things where like it just was an upset, right? Like I mean, George Foreman upset Michael Moore and beat him. Michael Moore became the champ again, bro. I don't think that means like he has to go. I do feel like this though. He only fought Mario Barrios, who moved up from 140 after getting his ass knocked out by Tank. I will say that. Now that and so you say he's fighting Ugas for number one spot
That's the word is.
for WBC.
Yeah. I don't like it. That's just my opinion.
Definitely don't need to be fighting for no number one spot. He don't need to be fighting for no number one spot. Ugas really don't, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's my whole thing, bro.
So you're gonna tell me this, right? Let's say Arrow wins, right? Not between Bud and him, right? Let me tell you this, right? I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen, but let me say this. So let's say Ugas wins, right?
Right.
So let's say you mean to tell me Ugas' dumbass is gonna try to get fucked up again by Errol Spence, bro? Like, nah, bro. Nah. And that's not even gonna be fun, man. That's gonna be sad. That's not even who wants to watch that? And it's the same thing with Bud. We all know how dangerous Bud is, bro. Bud's gonna probably even kill him, bro. Like, I'm being so serious. Do not. If Ugas beats Thurman and then tries to fight Bud, which we all know he really don't want that fight, and if he does fight him, he's done. He's gonna make him look worse than what Kell Brook did. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna pick up the pieces. So this is get Cody Crawley the shot, bro. Get Cody Crawley the shot. Cody can fight. I like Cody. I think he nice. Let him fight Keith Thurman. Don't put Ugas in that conversation. And I feel like Cody Crawley don't get his respect.
That part, bro. Why isn't he fighting Cody Crawley?
But that's what I'm saying, man. He don't got the attention.
How did Ortiz jump over him?
That's what I'm saying. And here's the thing: Cody Crawley undefeated too, bro. He undefeated. It's just.
Oh yeah, bro.
He don't got
that don't make sense.
He don't. He not. I think it's because he's not a knockout puncher. He's not really like a flashy fighter, and he's a good guy. That they don't really give him the respect that he deserves. But we all know, man, Cody Crawley is nice. Like, he'll give any of them some work. He kind of reminds me of a smaller Caleb Plant a little bit, the way he fights. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he'll give him all that work. I feel like he should be fighting Keith. Is there number 4? Who's number 4 for WBC?
Hold on. Man.
Who the hell's number 4? I don't even know who that is. Solime Cisco? No disrespect, brother, but I don't know who you are.
That part.
Bro, they need
to still hold on, but see, that's that shit. And yet and still
Mario Barrios
let that person fight somebody like Bud. They're gonna say, "Oh, that's a bum. He's a nobody."
Oh hell yeah, man! They do that dumb shit, bro. It don't even make no sense to me, bro. But can I ask you a question?
What's that?
It's like they put bums in the ring. Like, no disrespect to Shakur, but before he got stripped, he was gonna fucking fight Robson Consal, bro. Like, who, nigga? Robson Casal. I don't even know who this nigga is. He won the gold medal 7-8 years ago. Good job. And he lost to Oscar Valdez. He is not good, bro. Like, but they didn't say shit about that. They gave Shakur all his respect for that. Oh yeah, Robson Casal. He was a beast. He was nice. No, damn well his ass was trash. But when it comes to Bud fighting somebody who was his mandatory, he didn't handpick him. That was his mandatory. Number 6 ranked welterweight. They want to give him hell. They want to act. They want to do all this shit for Bud. It don't make no sense. But now when a nigga like Soliman Cisco fights Errol Spence, oh yeah, that's a good fight for Errol. That's a good fight for him. It's okay. It's okay. Errol fought everybody. He can fight a bum now. You know what I'm saying?
And that's like I was just saying too. Okay, yeah, we know the fight's happening now. But Earl could have, why Earl Sexuals be complaining, Earl could have fought Stanionis in January and still been ready for Bud.
Hey,
but he had
to
fake an injury, right? But then he said he wasn't injured, right?
Mm-hmm. Errol wasn't ready. That's why.
I'm just saying though, if he was ready like Bud, he could have fought Stanionis in January and been ready to fight Bud in July.
Keeping it real, if I'm being honest, I heard rumors he was supposed to fight Keith Thurman on the same week Bud fought Avanesian.
Who that?
I heard Errol Smith was supposed to fight Keith Thurman on the same night, and he did it. Him and Keith Thurman got pushed out way too fucking far.
Well, that was supposed to be remember that was supposed to be the November 19th day. Remember, I'm fighting November 19th with or without Crawford.
No. Errol was supposed to fight Keith Thurman December. What
we saying is Keith Thurman said out his own. I mean, Earl Smith said out his own mouth on November 19th, with or without Bud Crawford, I am fighting.
Bro, he didn't want that fight with Keith Thurman because he was trying to get Bud, bro. We all know that. We all knew he didn't want to fight Keith Thurman.
But here's my thing, though. Here's what I'm saying. Once you knew Bud was fighting Avanesian, you could have went and fought Stanionis.
Man, shit, bro. He could have fought JARON ENNIS. He could have fought Ortiz. He could have fought any of these dudes. He didn't want to.
Who y'all talking about?
I'm talking about Errol.
Because like,
I'm saying
then it's like and Sugar J Field, and then Kim, check this one out. So why Keith ain't fighting Crowley? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Why Keith ain't fighting Crowley? Why he got to fight UGAS? Crowley's number 2.
Bro.
Huh?
Bro. Are you really asking me this question that you know the answer to?
No, we don't. He needs to fight Crowley, nigga.
Are y'all really asking me this question that y'all know the fucking answer to?
He needs to fight.
You saying Crowley whoop Keith's ass?
No, y'all not looking at the obvious fucking shit that's staring y'all right in the face. It's the
UGAS is a bigger name, nigga.
No. It's the WBC, who's ran by Mauricio Suleiman, who's best friends with Al Heyman. And both are PBC fighters. How are y'all missing
Crowley?
How are y'all missing this?
So is Crowley. He's PBC. How does that make sense, Cam? All 3 of them are PBC. What you talking about? Crowley is PBC. So that kills that argument right there. That means Keith Thurman and Crowley needs to fight now. They on the same side of the street. So like me and Goose are saying, how the hell is Crowley not fighting Thurman? And why is it UGAS? All 3 of them are on the same side of the street. You cannot say WBC, they friends with me. We get that. That'd be cool if Crowley was with the Zone or Top Rank or fuck it. But he's not. He's with the same side as them. So, Cam, when you get back in, that kills that point. You know what I'm saying? I'm really ready for booty swinging, Lane. I want to hear what everybody else got to say.
So you ready for booty swing?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Let me go up into the chats. You know what I'm do booty swing. Let me go up into the chats first. Let me get ready. What happened to Kim? I have to go take some away.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Kim, man. He just dropped out.
There we go. Hello? Oh.
Huh?
Okay, yeah. I got it. I'm just going up to the chats. I'm about to go through the chats. Went through them earlier. One second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. I do apologize for this slight pause in the calls.
So
we about to play booty swing. We about to play booty swing and let y'all come on in, and we can chop it on up and let y'all testify.
Kim,
what up?
So before we play booty swing, so to answer your question before you got out, Cody fights for the PBC too. So that kills that point that you just brought up.
No, it don't.
Yeah, it does. Cody fights
both. Listen, they're both former champions. They're both former champions.
I mean, give the young gun a chance.
They both have a bigger name than who Cody Crowley is. Yeah,
so that's what
So I'm gonna move right around Cody.
Stop with that soft political shit. Not you. I'm talking about Al and them.
Yeah, they're gonna move right around.
Get the young guns. They just UGAS is nothing but a journeyman right now, and we know this.
Hey, but we gotta say something. We gotta say something to Al. Thank you.
I thanked him already. I thanked you earlier. Yeah,
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you.
Hold on, what's going on? Okay, hold on. There you go. Okay. Hold on.
And now that makes all the more sense, bro. All three fighters are PBC fighters. They all in under Al. No matter who fights who, PBC still wins.
Right.
They still in line for the WBC belt. They own the first 4 slots, you might as well say. The champion who owns the belt, Errol Spence. Keith Thurman is number 1 contender. Cody is number 2. UGAS number 3. They right in position to where the moment Errol leaves the division, the moment Bud wins and vacates those belts, they right back in line to fight for him again.
Hey y'all, and I'm gonna do apologize. When I got timed out, I can't go to the top. So I do remember who I know. Big Blunts, WCS was in. I know WCS, Big Blunts. Yeah, I know Toby Ball. Let me go right here. This is where it's starting me off at, y'all. So if I don't see your names, I do apologize. I got timed up, so I don't got everybody's. What's your name? Amula, baby. One love to you. I did see Young Africa and Toby Barlett, so that made it double global. One love. Hold on. One love to AC slid on through. Jay Cooley, one love. I see you in the building, boy. Mr. Golden, one love to you. Mr. Warren in the building, one love. Bill's Boot Camp in the building, one love. Yeah, I got timed us up. I ain't got you. I do apologize. Oh, shit, y'all going at it. I think I did see Miss Bitch earlier. One love to you, Miles. That's Puma Skills. One love to you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who else? I'm about to go. Yes, sir. Big Blunts. I did see Big Blunts earlier. Yes, sir. Big Blunts. I see you now. I see you. Who else am I missing? I know some cats I seen earlier. I'm missing. I can't try to my mind. I'm on that Zaza little bitch, y'all. And I'm on that booty slang. So, don't forget, y'all. Go out and participate in the booty slang challenge this weekend. We need to get those to Cam Edwards email. Okay. Mel Maniac, one love to you. I do apologize, y'all. My computer's lagging real bad. Okay. X-Men Jeans, Mrs. Big. Yes, sir. One love. Oh, I know XO was in here too earlier. I do remember XO. I knew it was somebody else we getting. Oh shit, Pops is up in here. Oh shit, my Pops Grover Olympus is up in here too. Who else, man? I seen WCS is up in here. Yeah, man. Hey, y'all. We dropped the link. Y'all just come on in right now, man. We about to really chop it up because he said a whole lot that I didn't understand. Okay, it's coming back to me. Come on. Oh no.
Expert was in here. That was in.
Yeah, Young African was in here too.
Yup. Shout out Young Africa. One
bro. Pop him out of smoke. Man, I'm glad to see you well, Young Africa, man. I'm glad to see you well, bro. I heard you had the cold. Did. They go Miss Bitch. One love.
One love, Miss Bitch. One love to the Queen.
Face down to the look. Hey. Huh? Yeah, man, shout out to Mark Nash, bro. Mark Nash is booty slanging it.
Yeah, shout out Mark Nash, the booty slang fan. Shout out to the Queens, knockouts with Nike in the ring with Christine. Man, they shot us out over there, man. They had Janelle Herron on tonight, man. They interviewed Janelle Herron. They shot us out again. So definitely to the Queens over in England.
I forgot tonight is Wednesday. I'm a day off, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still thinking today Tuesday. I'm a day off. One love to knock out Nika in the ring with Christine, man. One love to y'all, man. Y'all go sub up and subscribe to them ladies, man. They ain't looking out for your boys over here, especially when they got
special over there cooking, man. They be over there cooking on boxing, bro.
Yes. So I think I'm not gonna come on Wednesdays no more unless I do it in the daytime. I'm so serious. I like to hear ladies cook on this shit too. It just ain't us.
Dude, hey, shout out Coach Christine and the knockouts. Miss Nika herself, yeah, man, they do their thing over there, and they definitely do.
Yeah, man.
They shot us out to the champ and everything, man.
Yeah, man. So, man, one love to everybody, man. Shout out, go sub up to my brothers, man. Mac Mob, XO, WCS, Mark Nash, OG Blood, Coach Malachi, Zone 6, and so up to them guys, man. Even Rebel Life, man. Just show up, man. All them guys over there, man.
So Afro type, pop a lot of smoke.
Yes, sir. If I'm getting some big blunts in them, man, just big blunts and fights, man.
Bruce Gas.
Yes, sir. One love.
Yeah, man, all that. Oh, my guy Latch was in here, man. One love, Latch Puma Skills. I did see Latch. Latch came through, man. Of course, Mr. Golden was in here. The backhand king slid off in the building.
Hey, one love, man. Mr. Golden posted something on Facebook earlier today. I can't, nigga.
Bro, we could not be together. So if we was at a funeral, it said if you was at a funeral, who you could not be around for sure. And when one of these ladies' wigs fall off, for sure I couldn't be around Cam. Cam couldn't be around me, and we sure couldn't be around Mr. Gold.
Nigga, we gonna act a fool.
Act a fool, nigga. Because I'm surely gonna be like Mr. Gold. You didn't make Mr. Gold. You didn't put it on right. What do you got to do?
That's stupid.
Mr. Gold, I thought you know you're supposed to make sure it wasn't me, Gooch. Yeah. Then I'm like, oh, that's Cam. We went after a cougar.
Hell no.
Cam went after him a saber tooth and knocked her wig off, y'all, before the funeral.
Bro. Listen.
That's me.
Right, bingo. You forgot. Cam still be in the streets with. Never mind. Go ahead.
Cam don't do what? Cam don't do what? Jiminy Crickets.
Jiminy Crickets in the streets, working and taking care of home, chilling. Cam do all that nefarious activities, all that running and dilly dallying through.
This nigga said dilly dallying.
Yeah, I don't have time.
Man, one love to the guys who came through. Man, I'm about to let y'all cook, man. We just talking a little shit before I let everybody cook, man. I enjoy listening to Cam. If y'all ain't heard Cam on Mark Nash. And then, man, damn, bro. Why y'all keep fucking with my guy, though, bro? Why y'all be having my guy spaz? I thought I spaz out, bro. I don't spaz out like my guy, bro. My guy, man. But I get it too. They do call him a snitch, but whoa, bro.
Shut up. Shout out Mark Nash TV. One love to you, my guy.
Man, go send to Stephen Brimley, my bro, man. That's another one, man. The unbiased one, man. Stephen Brimley, my guy. But yeah, I caught that too, Steve. Man, Steve went in. Okay, man, I'm gonna let my guys AC cook. One love, man.
I need a t-shirt, Mark Nash. We need a t-shirt. It gotta say, never mind. Keep talking.
What do you guys say?
No, keep talking. We finna cook, man. Let's get on this box. Nothing, man. Let's cook.
I'm rolling up. Big Blunt, this for you, brother. Big Blunts, man, looked out for me once again, man. Big Blunts broke that news the other day. That was, yeah. He broke the Canelo Charlo news on his box in the U. This nigga give me a 330. All right, go ahead, AC. Testify.
Yeah. What's good, man? Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat. Basically, man, that's my second time listening to that Keith Thurman interview, and it was worse the second time around. It's like, oh my God. Like,
I think he'd be a great politician.
Man, that motherfucker would be a Republican if he was.
Yeah, probably, but it'd be a lot of filibustering.
Yeah, definitely. But this dude just says one thing and then contradicts himself right after that because he gets all long-winded and get confused about what he's saying because he keeps talking about himself in the third person.
Bro, like that be fucking me up. Like, why are you referring to yourself in the like? You know how when The Rock used to do that dumbass shit in character.
I mean, The Rock is entertaining, and that's he does it when he's in that setting.
Right, The Rock says
you at home. You at home.
Yeah,
it's like your girl makes something or your wife makes something that you don't like. You look at the plate and say, you know what? Keith Thurman is not happy about it.
So Cam, you know that's just got added. So Uncle.
Hello.
You. Yeah, I thought I went out for a second.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, Cam. I think Uncle Gooch is about to go in third person.
Get off the panel right now. Matter of fact, get the plastic.
Yeah, man.
He said I'm about to speak in third person. Shut the fuck up, Goose. Why is not I hate it. I fucking hate it. You got to refer to us
I'm just
from now on. AC does not like this conversation.
yo, I'm just like, oh my God.
Cam the Baptist is displeased with this.
Yeah, AC is not happy right now because this man referred to himself as a queen chess piece.
Bro. Oh my
calling
God.
yourself a bitch, or you will take a bitch's role when in the presence of a king. And I'm just like,
Cam the Baptist loves to play chess.
Exactly.
Well, them ACs, how harsh.
Hey, bro, I'm just like my
Day. Well, I get what you're saying, sir. Yes, yes, he did call us. He basically didn't understand that he was calling himself a bitch when he said that.
Yeah, and I will continuously bitch up and play the role of a bitch as long as I'm in the presence of a real king.
Why are we
just like, wow, okay, bro.
So what really got me though was when he said,
"Hold on, is Miss Bitch still here? Miss Bitch, was that a bitch move?"
Wait, this one gets me though. So the nigga, right, says some shit like, hold on. Okay. Keith Thurman says some shit like he was inactive because of COVID.
No. He said he fucked up. No. He said he fucked up because he should have been right. He said he was inactive. He should have fought during COVID, but he didn't because he didn't think that would be a smart move. But knowing then, your dumbass that would have.
He said outside of injuries, the thing that kept him from fighting was COVID.
Right? He did say that though. He did say that.
Okay,
but I'm
COVID dropped in. COVID dropped in what, 2020?
2019, 2020.
It was like the end of 2019 is when niggas start having all the viruses and did.
They shut down in 2020.
Yeah.
The world shut down in 2020.
The US shut down in the summer.
Everything shut down.
That's when my restaurant was.
Yeah, everything shut down in 2020, right?
Yeah.
And then proceeded to actually go on, get worse. And we really just came back outside, 2022?
Yeah.
Okay, so all during 2020 and 2021. So we'll say 2.5 years. Now, when I look back at Keith Thurman's last 5 fights, his last 5 fights span over a period of 7 years and 11 days. Nigga, that's long before fucking COVID, bro.
Hey, I'm still trying to figure out how a man ain't never fight in the sanctioned body get moved all the way up to number 2 to where he could have fought a Virgil Ortiz. But then he
didn't even have to. That was that was the favor. That was the looking out for, because I've been loyal to you. I was your favorite before this era, nigga.
But the point I'm making, he never fought there. How do you get
the only reason
all the way up to number 2 where you could have fought Virgil Ortiz, or
I was that guy,
or you could have challenged Crawford at number 2.
You feel me? I was the company man. I was the guy.
Yeah,
the only reason I was out was due to my injuries, and then due to my injury, it caused, because this is how motherfuckers spin it. Due to my injuries, it caused enough ring rust over the allotted period of time that I was out, that when I got back and got to fight, the only person that beat me was a legend. He was on his way out the door.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. At the number 2 spot, when you was ranked number 2 in the WBO back in January of 2023.
Oh, I know.
You could have challenged.
He could have challenged
Ortiz or
Terrence Crawford.
Bud Crawford being the number 2 guy.
We know this.
But you didn't do none of that. I gotta bring Mr. Gold in. The biggest names.
He chose to, as a matter of fact, which is funny when he said, I could have fought Terrence Crawford after Mario Barrios. Actually, you could have fought him before.
Yeah.
He lied. He lied. He lied. He lied. He lied.
Because when he was ranked in the WBO, he could have activated that mandatory status.
And that's my point. That's why I was putting it in the joint. Like, yo, they moved you from number 12 to like number 8. Then they jumped you to number 6. Then they jumped you to number 2. All within 1 year.
All within a year.
If y'all remember.
Hold on, Mr. Golden. We got that expert.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought expert don't win, bro. My fault, baby.
We ain't did open panel yet.
So basically, he could have challenged all of that, but he didn't. And because he didn't, you now talking shit and saying you didn't. Terrence and Top Rank lied about you wanting $10 million to fight that man.
But wait, didn't he just ask for $10 million to fight somebody else too?
He asked for $10 million to fight ENNIS, and then he asked for
$10 million for Crowley too, right?
No, it's not Crowley.
Conor Ben.
Okay, got you. So I'm like, the $10 million argument or negotiation.
Who's he gonna get $10 million to fight against Conor Ben?
Well, so now from what it sounds like to me, that's the running theme that Keith Thurman starts with. He was like, yeah, you want to get in the ring with Keith one-time Thurman, $10 million. And then the negotiation starts and the haggle starts from there. Because if you remember, he stated something like that in an interview. I didn't really necessarily mean that when I was talking about Terrence Crawford.
My last question before I pass it on is, what fight has Keith Thurman had in the last, besides Pacquiao, that can garner $10 million alone for him as a guarantee? PDC.
And Keith got a stout resume. Keith has a very, very stout resume.
But when is Keith Thurman?
But when you say $10 million, not a name on there.
Not a name, bro.
Go ahead.
And that's my cook. That's my point. Because this dude, it's like Keith. I know you.
But I don't want to talk about money, AC. Even though it's a part of the game, and you know, sadly, motherfuckers have brought it to the light and made it talking points to where we have to discuss this kind of shit. But I don't want to talk money, AC. I want to be able to talk about a nigga getting his ass kicked. I want to be able to talk about a nigga's footwork and a nigga's head, lack of head movement, not moving his head off the line.
We can't talk about none of that with
that. We gotta talk about curse splits and pay-per-view.
We can't talk none of that about Keith because Keith is saying one thing but moving in a different direction. So we can't never have that conversation about that man. You're not giving us the fight we want to see. We don't. I don't think anybody on this panel really gives a fuck if you fight YORDENIS UGAS.
I don't, bro. I don't want to see the fucking fight.
That fight should be on like Saturday afternoon on fucking Channel 7 or
CBS. CBS Sports.
For real. Because it's like ain't nobody paying for that. And you ain't
right.
The $10 million
that better not be a pay-per-view. That better fucking not be a pay-per-view.
What's that?
YORDENIS UGAS and Keith Thurman. That fucking better not be a pay-per-view.
That'll be no, that's probably gonna be on the undercard of Erzlandi Lara and
that better not be a pay-per-view.
I think that's gonna be, I hope that's on regular Showtime. I really do.
Okay. AC, you said that was your last question. You done cooking, sir?
Yeah, I'm gonna pass it on to expert because I just had questions. I didn't really have nothing to really cook on. It was just a shitload of questions based on what this dude was saying. He left me with questions, nothing to really cook on.
Yeah, because I'm cracking up at the niggas saying that, you know, it was the return of one time, and I was like, one time. Wait a minute, sir. Let's be real, okay? One time, last stoppage was in 2015 against Luis Collazo.
But
Right.
before I go, I just want to ask the panel this, including boxing expert. Can somebody explain to me what the fuck's a shotgun?
I'm gone, man.
I need to know what a shotgun is.
That was the list. You know, he can't say FH and TH words.
Stop. Now you got me saying that.
Shotgun.
So how you say Keith Thurman?
He said shotgun.
How you say Keith Thurman?
Shotgun.
Okay.
My name is Keith one time. Thurman.
Stop. Okay. Expert, what's testify about God? Got me talking with a list.
Hey,
Expert. What's good?
What's good? First off, I gotta say, AC, you need to stop. Stop it right now.
You stop it. Stop it.
But no, I seen a little clip of Thurman saying that Bud and them was lying on him, and I seen it. I seen a little clip. I stopped it. I got on the game and started playing the game, but then later on I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and watch the interview. So I decided to go to the store. So while I was in my car listening to it, I stopped it. And when I came out of the store, unfortunately, my car broke down and I got to get a new car. But my car, in a way, saved XP because I couldn't articulate the bullshit that he was saying.
It was a bunch of it. It's a lot to unpack.
So XP has to thank my car for keeping me from listening to that. But that's all I gotta say.
It was a bunch of double talking and talking in circles and over talking the shit was crazy. I never seen a nigga say something and then turn right around and go right against exactly what he just said in the same breath. It was mind-boggling.
That's Keith Thurman for you.
Okay, so before we go to open panel, I do know Mr. Golden was coming through, but I think the back end phone rang, so he might come back in and cut us off. So, Mr. Golden, if you're listening, we're gonna welcome you in. Just if we are cooking, just give us a second. Also, let me talk real quick. Let me cook, and then we're gonna go to open panel. Because Keith did say a lot of bullshit. And one was what you said, AC was the queen. I didn't get that part. The other thing I didn't get was, like I said, this is which I keep hearing me harp on, when he said he can fight Virgil. He'll fight, you know what I'm saying, Boots, and he'll do it within 5 months and all that shit. Listen, bro, you had chances and chances and chances on chances to do this shit. You out here telling motherfuckers who they should fight, but yet and still you never said who should Keith fight. Once again, you talking about you give the young, you give all the no, sir. No, that's why you and Earl's not really fighting, because when you had a chance to give Earl that fight, you didn't give it to him.
Preach again.
So now you want to talk about you want to give the young guns, you want to give the young guns a chance now? Nah, brother, it don't work like that. No, what it is you are a gatekeeper, Keith. Ooh, gatekeeper Keith. That's what you are, though. Since you saying there's levels of this, and only why you try not to put yourself in that level, that's why you're fighting a motherfucking YORDENIS UGAS. When really you should be fighting Crowley. Let's keep this shit a buck. I understand YORDENIS UGAS was a champion, but yet and still, YORDENIS UGAS has an orbital eye injury, and yet and still, he's more than likely to get this other one damaged to like kill Brooke. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna give Keith. Oh, so now Keith. So then what? Keith is back.
because you already about to damage somebody's orbital that's already damaged. Make this shit make sense. So now you want to get in this shit with you on Tank's dick the way you was on it? Get the fuck out of here, man. You comparing yourself to a young gun, bruh. Compare yourself to you. You was that one time. You was right. You was once one time. But then what, bruh? To me, I lost all respect when you didn't want to fight Earl. And I always said that. You want to fight Earl? Nah. You want to fight Bud and them? Nah. Yeah, Bud told you when he coming up from 140. That's who I wanted to fight. Huh? And then you went to the 10 million talk? Huh? Who had you fought, my brother, that... Where did you get 10 million from? You didn't even get that with Pat. Facts. Ooh, Gooch got bars tonight. Gatekeeper Keith. Right. You talked about it.
Not Gatekeeper Keith. Well,
yeah.
Okay.
That's Gatekeeper Keith from now on, y'all.
Now, when you call him Gatekeeper, do you mean gatekeeper to the champions? Like, what are we saying this?
Nigga, you a gatekeeper just to put a name on the prospects, on the up and coming prospects.
It ain't to the champs. You just a gatekeeper for the division.
You just a name for them now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I mean, okay.
And if you win, okay, you still got it.
But is that really fair in that the man only has one loss?
Yeah, but he put himself in that. He put himself in that position,
okay?
His inactivity, yes.
He put himself in that position. You just said no. Listen to what he just. You can't. No. I'm going by what his words was. His words was he wasn't inactive for certain bullshits, and then.
Then
when you do, and then like you just said, I could have fought this person. I could fight this.
Inactivity came because of injury, and then he said COVID. But what I'm saying is, bro, all of his fights.
To me, he's a gay. He put himself in the gatekeeper talk, though, bro. I didn't call him. He put himself in the gatekeeper.
You can't be a gatekeeper with one loss on your record.
He's a gatekeeper,
and the one loss you have to many fucking
gatekeeper. He's a gatekeeper.
He's a gatekeeper, sir.
He's a gatekeeper now, Cam.
Y'all gotta shut that soft ass shit up, bro.
No, you shut that soft ass shit up. You shut that. He put. Okay, hold on. Time out, sir. Time out. No. Did he? Hold on.
Any other time I rock.
Hold on. Did he or did he just not put himself in that conversation?
No.
He put himself in that conversation. He said if him or Dennis Ugas.
He's saying somebody. He's saying someone. He's saying people are putting them in that.
No, but hold on, Cam.
Come on, bro. Why would you even bring that up?
Yeah.
Why would you even bring that up?
He could, because you niggas been talking all goddamn night. I ain't saying that.
If a fighter loses,
go ahead, cook. I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead.
If a fighter loses and wants to give himself a big name and get back in position, they need to come see Keith one time, because Keith one time always gonna be here. That's a gatekeeper. He just described it himself. If you lose, then come see me. I could put you back in a top. That's a gatekeeper.
Okay.
What is he, a springboard?
Which is why we go back to my next question. Is he a gatekeeper to the division, or is he a gatekeeper to the champions in the upper echelon of elite fighters at 147?
By his own definition, he's a gatekeeper to the division, not to the champions, because he said nothing. I mean, he did say if Errol or Bud lose, they could.
You don't fight a gatekeeper in the division when you first get there. You fight journeymen and contenders and prospects.
Yeah, and that'll be UGAS first.
And then your step up fight is the gatekeeper.
And that'll be Thurman.
Then you fight the champions.
Okay, so why you keep saying he's not a gatekeeper then?
Because the man has only one fucking lost.
And he's
to
inactive.
Manny.
Okay, once again. Okay, so once again, I want. Okay, now y'all tell me now why you saying all this. Okay, since you're saying all this, why don't he fight the young guns?
Now,
Why don't he fight the young guns, Cam?
If he
Why
was,
is he not trying to fight the young guns?
Are you niggas gonna let me goddamn cook?
No. Man, oh my gosh! Now you can't take your own medicine.
No, nigga, y'all ain't let me talk all goddamn night.
That's how it be. That's how it be.
Y'all been smooth cutting me the fuck off. I ain't got a word off. Y'all gonna let me get my shit off or no?
That's how it be, Cam.
Cause bro, I could go run the streets and go get some money. I don't have to be here.
Damn, bro, what you getting all soft for?
Nigga, one mic on this motherfucker.
Come on, Cam. This how it always be.
One mic, motherfucker.
Come on, Cam.
Man, nah, bro. You know how we do open panel. Don't act like that now.
Come on,
you
Cam.
Still let a nigga get his shit off in open panel. You still
go get your shit off. Get your shit off with this. Come on, man.
Cam, this how it be.
Shit off, bro.
Cam, this how it be with you sometimes, Cam. Sometimes other things be. This how it be with you though. That's how it be sometimes.
See, be quiet right now, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, man. He a gatekeeper, bro. I feel like the same shit with Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe had one loss, and he became a gatekeeper, nigga. Like, just because you had, like, yeah, Keith is a big name, and he's better than the guys like, you know, the UGAS and shit like that, and the Barrioses. That's cool, but he's a gatekeeper to me, bro. Just because you have one loss doesn't mean you can't be a gatekeeper, bro. And that's shown before, bro. I feel like that shit with I felt like at one point Riddick Bowe, he became a gatekeeper, bro. Fucking Mike Tyson became a gatekeeper, bro. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. But he's not up. I don't put him up there with the Ennis's, Bud, or Arrows. I don't do that. I
look at it like this. What is Keith Thurman's chances of actually getting another belt at 147?
Hold on.
It's actually.
Before I answer that,
I'm gonna tell you. Oh, go ahead, XP. Go ahead, XP. Go ahead. My bad.
Are you saying that Riddick Bowe became a gatekeeper for the Andrew Galata fights?
Yeah, I mean, because his career was too short. So I mean, like he could have retired a little early. I think he was like 27 or some shit like that. But after he lost to Holyfield, I know he was fighting the Herbie Hides and shit like that. I think he was a gatekeeper after that point.
Oh no, he came back and beat Holyfield.
I mean, he did, but like, what did he do after that though? Like, you know, like he fought. I know he fought like what's his name? He got disqualified against, what was it, Buster Mathis, or was that when he was the champ? I forget. He fought Herbie Hyde, became the WBO champ, and then he was supposed to fucking fight Lennox Lewis again, but then he had those two weird ass wins against Andrew Galata. So yeah, I mean, yeah, at that point, he fought
Andrew Galata. He fought Andrew Galata because like you said, he was supposed to fight Lennox Lewis, but Lennox Lewis lost to Oliver McCall, I think it was.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, that one loss can change everything for a fighter. And I feel like Keith Thurman and Riddick Bowe are perfect examples, you know. Because, yeah, on their resume, they could be like, oh, yeah, I have 30 wins, right? But if we really think about, like, somebody like a Riddick Bowe and a Keith Thurman, we more so talk about how they lost and how they should have won that fight. You know, Riddick Bowe should have beaten Holyfield again. Keith Thurman shouldn't have lost to old Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? So now people, they don't think about Keith Thurman's overall career as much as him beating guys like Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. They don't think about that no more. They'd be like, oh wait, isn't that the guy that sold the bag and lost to an old Manny Pacquiao? Ain't that guy? You know?
I don't hold his win over Danny Garcia high.
You don't? Why?
Because I don't hold at the welterweight division, I don't hold Danny Garcia high.
But wait, now let me tell you this though. Wasn't Keith Thurman Danny Garcia's first loss though at welterweight though?
That was his first loss, and that was his first legit welterweight.
That's true. But wait, Danny Garcia didn't win no title.
Well, no, I take that back. I take that back. I take that back. That wasn't his first legit welterweight high. He got the championship against Robert Guerrero.
Yeah.
That was his first legit welterweight.
Because he unified against Thurman. And Thurman took his title. And then I know he lost to Sean Porter. And then he got his ass beat by whatchamacallit, Errol Spence. He got dominated and shit like that. I mean, I know
all
he beat
3 black fighters whooped his ass.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I like Keith Thurman personally, but I feel like I just don't know how, like, if to answer AC's question, I do not see Bud and Errol Spence staying at 147 after they fight. I see them both moving up. So he does have a great shot at winning another title just because the guys under him are so young, and I feel like he can beat some of these cats. I feel like the only thing he really can't beat and fuck with is JARON ENNIS. But everybody else, he has a great shot at winning another strap. You know what I'm saying? And, I guess restarting his career. So, I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, maybe he can turn it around, I don't think he's that old either, so maybe he does have a shot. I don't know.
I think.
Go ahead, expert.
I think after Bud beats Spence, I think he might stick around for one more fight, and I think that might be for Thurman, just because I would say the ultimate disrespect out of the whole division, out of Spence and everybody, the ultimate disrespect came from Thurman not even acknowledging
Spence,
who Bud was.
Oh, yeah. Bud. My bad, yeah.
Because he came, that's what I was going to cook on too, because when he was asked about it, he was like, who? I don't know this guy. I never heard of him.
Like, it's crazy. You never heard of Bud, the guy who just who just became undisputed at 140, but a guy that never became undisputed at 140, and Danny Garcia. Soon as he came to the welterweight division, you was jumping all over that. Oh, I want Danny Garcia. Because I remember Danny Garcia saying, I don't even know why these guys, why these guys are even coming for me. I'm new to the division.
Right. Hold on.
Everybody in their mama, as soon as Danny Garcia came to the welterweight division, wanted to fight Danny Garcia.
They thought that was easy food. That's why.
Hey, but here's the funny thing though. Keith Thurman, when Bud came up there, he said he never heard of him. But when he did hear about him, he asked for $10 million.
Come on now. Bro, he didn't even make that much with Manny Pacquiao. He made like $8 million.
You asked for $10 million for a guy you never heard of. Maybe 6 months ago.
That don't even make no sense, bro. Your biggest payday was against one of the biggest draws in boxing history, and you only made $8 million. Now you want a $10 million payday against a guy that you never even heard of. The Omaha nigga you never even heard of. That's coming from 140. You don't know about him, but you wanted $10 million.
No.
He wanted that 10.
No. See, that's the thing. See now. Listen to this, because once again, that's all cat. Because what he just said in his damn interview, he just said in the interview, him and Terrence Crawford grew up in the goddamn amateurs and going through the Olympic trials. So he knew who Terrence Crawford was. He just said it.
I also want to point this out. Keith Thurman, what was I just about to say? Shit, man. I was about to say,
my bad.
Keith Thurman, no, you good, but like Keith Thurman to me, he be asking for all these big ass paydays and shit. Then he also asked Ennis for like $9 million too.
Not 10. He asked for Ennis $10 million, the same thing.
See, bro, like, come on,
same thing he asked for Conor Benn.
See, like, bro, like, and here's the crazy part, man. Like, I feel like some of these guys, they not really scared. They just have big ass egos, man. Like, and they don't want to. Like, what was it? It's the same shit with that Andy Ruiz, man. Andy Ruiz still thinks he's top dog, and he wants 50-50 with Wilder. Like, you can't get that, man. Like you have to restart.
And if you ask me personally, I feel like it's the same shit with Shakur Stevenson, bro. He should have just took the 25%. You know what I'm saying? He should have just took it. You know what I'm saying?
I think Andy is asking for 50-50 with Wilder because he know Wilder's a nice guy and would give it to him.
But that's too much, though. You ask me.
It's too much, but you know how Wilder's mentality is. He might fuck around and give Ruiz 50-50.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
In the interview, he said what the most I get at, man, is 30%.
That's what he said.
That's what Wilder said.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing.
Hey, well, good for Wilder. Good for Wilder.
Hey, and here's the crazy part. Here's my thing with it, right? Wilder, like, and it's the same shit with Shakur. Shakur, he complaining and shit. That 25% was still making more money than he made.
Yeah, and that's what Wilder's saying because the 30% he offering him, Wilder don't want to have that fight with Ruiz in the U.S. He want to have it. He want to have it in either Dubai or Saudi Arabia because
that makes sense.
They want to pay that big money. That's why to Andy, taking that 25%, you gonna make more than what you made in both fights combined. Fighting AJ.
No, I was talking about Shakur, but I see what you're saying.
For Wilder and Andy, that's all I was saying. Listening to what he was talking, and he was like, "Yo, the fight's not gonna happen in the U.S. There's way too much money in Dubai and with the Saudis. Andy, the most you're gonna get out of this is 30%, because I don't even know everything that's on the table."
And I had to sit down and listen to this, not sit down and listen to him. I had to sit down and think about the Shakur Stevenson situation because at one point I was like, why is Devin only giving him 25%? But then
that's how I felt at first too.
But then I thought about it and I was like, hold up. When Devin really wanted to become undisputed, he took
21%.
He took that. He only what? He was only guaranteed $1 million.
And
Kambosos made $10
million. He took a pay cut. He took a big pay cut. He only got $1 million for the fight, and then had to turn around and do the rematch under the same circumstances. So if you look at it, that 25% is better than what Devin got against Kambosos.
And that's what I'm saying, bro.
If you really want this fight, take it. Because you've been complaining about this for a minute.
If you really think you big shit, man, you really think you top dog, you really think. And I was listening to guys like Fanon and shit saying, "Oh, Devin Duncan." How the fuck is Devin Duncan, bro? Like, that don't even make no sense. This 25% will make him more like he takes like a little pay cut, bro. It's not gonna be nowhere near as much as what it had been with Devin Haney, man. And that's some bullshit, man. I feel like Shakur. I like Shakur. I love Devin Haney. I feel like if Shakur if he really about that shit that he talking about, popping up at Devin Haney with parties and shit, talking about signing the contract. Thinking you signed a contract, bro. Yeah. You beat Devin Haney's ass. Now you undisputed. Now they have to go to you. But until then, Devin Haney's top dog, and you a hater, bro.
He was promised a shot. He said he was promised a shot by Dev's daddy. He said, "Listen, I just want my shot." He said, "You'll get your shot. Now here's your shot." And like I said, just fall back, bro. You're doing too much. And I've been saying that about Shakur because now they done put you in a box, knowing what Dev did to become undisputed and saying, "Okay, I'm still gonna offer you more than what I did." But at the end of the day, like I said, if the fight was made, if Shakur was like, "Yeah, I'll take that just to beat your ass," my money would have been on Shakur at 135.
And
I gotta disagree with Shakur with the tweet he said when he said he see what his brother Bud was going through. Like no, you don't. Bud was established. Bud was established, and this stuff was happening to him.
Yeah,
you're not established, bro.
Yeah.
You're great.
You're good. You're still.
You have no.
You're still climbing
belts. You have no like substantial meat on the bone. like accolades to even say I understand what Bud's going through. No, the fuck you don't.
I want to say this, right? And I was really thinking about this about the aerosexuals, right? So I really I was listening to Phanon, and this shit was really making me think, right? Like thinking about it because there was somebody on Phanon that compared it to the same situation with Bud and Spence, and I wanted to go in there and be like, if we want to really compare the situation, so you sticking up for Shakur, saying Devin Haney dunking this, that. I was like, but in my head, I'm thinking, what about Arrow though? You an Arrow fan so bad. Ain't if you want to compare the same situation, that's the exact same shit Bud and Arrow went through at 147. Arrow
No
didn't
guarantee. At
right.
least they talking about a purse split and a guarantee. That fight didn't have any guarantee.
So if you trying to tell me that Devin Haney was ducking Shakur and you want to compare it,
and that's the contract from the A side.
I'm gonna say that's the contradictory in that, and that's the same shit with Errol Spence. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about Shakur. Look, man, skillfully, he can beat anybody, but bro, Devin Haney's the only one. Him and Tio are the only ones that I see skill for skill that can really fuck with Shakur, bro. And then you got Tank. Shakur's never been touched, bro. If Tank touches your chin, bro, like you're done, you know. So I got to see how. And you know, Tank is another great southpaw, right? I don't know, man. All these whole contracts.
He played himself listening to the Kool-Aid because he should have went after the Tank fight. Tank and them calling them out, wanting to flip a coin and all of this shit. So you could have went out for that because they wasn't worried about Haney. Let Haney move up to 140. You know, you beat Tank, you collect those belts, and get the WBO belt, and then you feel what I'm saying, clear out the division, and then go meet Dev at 140 or something, because both y'all big bone young dudes.
You know your own Kool-Aid.
But the only
your
thing
own Kool-Aid is gonna be the downfall to a lot
and
of
I think that's what he did, man. He started drinking his own Kool-Aid. Granted, people say you could beat such and such and everything like that, but at the end of the day, you got to make sure the fight can be made.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, bro. And here's the situation, man. When Ali was fucking chasing down Sonny Liston, wanting to fight, that, he signed the contract, bro. He just got in there and fought him. He didn't do all this other shit. I know what I'm worth, this, that. No, you want to know why? Because he knew, same shit with Devin last year. He knew he was going to win.
Your ass.
He knew he was going to win. All that other shit didn't matter. I'm going to kick your ass and I'm going to get my money. I'm going to get my money. And if Shakur thought like that, shit, man.
And that's why you can't say it's the same situation, because Bud did it and signed the term sheets to fight in an undisputed fight with 2 pound-for-pound fighters for no guarantee.
Yeah.
So Shakur, what are you talking about? Like I said, you've been doing way too much, and now you got yourself backed up in a corner because you was running your mouth, and now you someone pulled that card, and now you walking around in prison holding on to somebody's back pocket. Like, bro, you can't stop that. Go redeem yourself and turn around and try to make a Tank fight on the low and let us get that announcement. That's the only redeemable move you have right now, bro.
But he's not going to take it because he's like you said, drinking his own Kool-Aid. He feeling himself, and we see what happened to fighters that do this. I mean, like, look at Wilder. Before he started, relying on that right hand, he won his title
by boxing. Yeah.
He won his title by boxing, but then he started listening to everybody. Oh, man, he got that right hand. He won the hardest hitters. So he started relying on that. AJ, when he started listening to his fans,
you don't gotta do this. You the biggest thing in boxing. You bigger than boxing.
They was calling him, you know,
king of
as
boxing.
good as Ali, good as
boxing.
Ali. No, the not the king, the landlord. They
Yeah.
found him the landlord, and saying his performance is like Ali. He started thinking about, you know, he started believing in that. And I'm not even gonna say the first Andy Ruiz loss. He started believing that and ran into Usyk. Who else was Dillian White believing his own Kool-Aid? Well, we've seen what happened to him multiple times. And we got fighters just believing in their own Kool-Aid, like we just talked about him. Keith Thurman. He thought he was the stuff. He overestimated Manny Pacquiao. And we got fighters that's believing in that's drinking their own Kool-Aid right now. One retired in Teofimo Lopez. Boots is doing the same thing.
Yeah, talking about he could have fought Bud. He's been calling Bud out since 2018.
Yeah. I hate to say it because I like him. Shakur Stevenson is doing it. When Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, he started doing it. It's like I don't know. It's like as soon as you get in your own head and thinking that what everybody else is saying about you, like you start believing in it, that's your downfall.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to have those Michael Jackson man in the mirror moments and really talk to yourself. Do you feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's not a good look, and it becomes Mike Tyson was feeling himself thinking that Buster Douglas and he could just knock anybody out, don't matter. So you went out to Japan and partied all night long and not knowing the circumstances of what was going on with the guy that's in the dressing room down the hall. That nigga was coming to fuck you up because he just lost his mom's. And you out here partying with geisha girls and all that weird shit. So at the end of the day, you took probably the biggest, and you will go down in history as probably the biggest upset in modern boxing. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, these fighters these days, stop trying to be who you're not. You're not Floyd Mayweather. You're not this guy. You're not that guy. Just be you. The song goes, nobody can be you but you. That's a hot ass song. So if they can just remember that, then they could have a substantial career. Because I remember someone trying back in the day asking a young Bud Crawford and shit like that. They said, "Oh, you look like you fight like this person and that person and that person," and he was like, "No, I'm influenced by a lot of fighters, but I fight like Bud Crawford." And I was like, "Yeah, this dude gonna be something. He already think different. This nigga ain't like these new dudes that if someone said you fight like Mayweather, next thing every fight you gonna try to see the nigga do a crappy ass version of the Philly shell."
Is that back when he still had the little what you call it, with the little dreads or whatever?
No, this was before the dreads. He looked like he was like fucking maybe 21, 22 years old. Maybe no, he didn't look like he was older than 25 because he looked mad different. Like a little lightweight. He just had like a little Buzz Caesar and shit with like some like he just got his hair cut. So you know when you get the fresh cut, your waves go away.
Yeah.
For a minute, he looked like he just came from the barber and he was in the gym, and they was talking to him about a lot of shit, and he was just like, you know, just talking real. I was like, this. Go ahead, Sugar J.
I want to say this, man. I was thinking, man, y'all so right, man. Everybody be drinking their own goddamn Kool-Aid, bro. And the whole Philly show shit, bro. They not even watching the right niggas that be doing the Philly show. All they do is watch Floyd. That's all they do.
Yeah.
They don't be watching the true masters, man. They don't be watching the George Bentons or nobody like that. They just be watching Floyd and be like, they don't watch James Tony. They don't watch none of these cats. They just be like, oh, Floyd, the Philly shell. I'm gonna do it, and then they get their ass knocked out, bro.
They only watch Money Mayweather. They don't watch Pretty Boy.
They exactly, bro. Exactly. And then like It's just like little shit like that, and it's the same shit with the peekaboo style. It's the same shit with all the styles, bro. They be like, "Oh, we'll watch Mike Tyson." They didn't watch Jose Torres. They didn't watch Floyd Patterson. They wasn't what. They just go off of what they see. The
Hey,
and these niggas don't even watch Winky Wright's old shit to find out how to do a proper high guard.
Hell,
man, Winky,
and then the one of the nicest southpaw in the game, they don't go look at Pernell Whitaker either.
Yeah,
hell
my
no,
favorite fighter of all time.
Yeah,
Hey.
mine too.
Hey,
Next to Ali.
My favorite fighter besides Bud, of course, I'm keeping it a buck. It's probably, it's either Andre Ward or George Foreman. Those are my top two right there, man. That favorite. Not saying great. It's just those are my favorite. Those are my favorite.
Mine would be. Damn, why did I just brain fart off of his name? And I can't believe I'm just brain farting off his name.
Oh wow.
Why you thinking of those two? My two is, like I said, Pernell Whitaker and Vernon Forrest.
Ooh,
Vernon Forrest is nice
rest in
too.
peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Both of those, yeah.
Hey man. And you know what's crazy though about Sweet Pea, bro? He predicted everything about Dimitri Bivol. He was the only one. I was just thinking about that. He was actually a train. I think he trained Dimitri. He did something with Dimitri. And I know he was going to all his fights. He was the only one that was giving Dimitri Bivol his mad respect, man. Like that's how you when a legend, like, fuck what the fans say, bro. It's what the legends tell you, bro. If I'm listening, I'm not listening to what fucking Max Kellerman says. If I'm listening to now, granted, some boxing legends don't know what the hell they was talking about. Like Shea Mosley said, Errol Spence fucked Terrence Crawford up in sparring. They never even sparred before. But so some legends might be, like brain damaged, sadly, but or something.
Not to cut you off,
Go
but
ahead.
another one that's looking like he's gone is Floyd Senior, bro.
He's done.
I mean, bro, they kept trying to tell him what interview was that, and I didn't want to shit on him. That's why I didn't do it. But yeah,
I was gonna say I remember I had to mute shit because y'all just kept on saying names. It's one of my favorite fighters, or both my favorite fighters of all time, has always been Sugar Ray Leonard and Alexis Arguello. But sometimes
Alexis Arguello.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. Aaron Pryor versus Alexis Arguello, one of the greatest fights of all time. We all know that.
All day.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all this, man.
Arguello was never in a bullshit fight. That dude, he was amazing to me. Amazing.
His right hand was deadly.
Yeah, because he softened you up with a lot of punches where he controlled. He was the first fighter that I actually was able to like really see how he controlled the pace of his punches to set traps. Using footwork and then bit hit you with some little light shots, but just touching you up and then bang and then drop something heavy on you. And you'd be like, what the fuck was that?
Do you want to know who I really love though? Like, and he's not dead, but it's sad. And I know his son is boxing. He's gonna come up in the light heavyweight division. But shout out to Jared McClellan, man. Like, shout out to him, bro. And I know his son doing some big things right now. He like a light heavyweight, and he's getting trained by Julian the Jack Hawkson, Jackson, which that's another legend, man. Man, I could talk about this all day, but my whole point is this, man. These fighters, they don't got the old minds like they used to. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting back, I was with Red, and I was sitting back, and we was watching an old documentary on James Toney and his coach, Pops, Bill Miller. And they was just talking about the life of a fighter and the mentality that they have to have. And it just makes me so happy because, like, you see guys like Mike Tyson and Cus and shit like that, they just sit there watching film, breaking down fighters like Joe Louis, all these guys, Rocky Marciano, all these cats. And they really study it. They got all these tapes. And the way to hear them talk about these fighters was crazy because you see all these young cats, they think they Floyd, they think this, that. You know what I'm saying? And so is you got. I just be trying to appreciate the legends, man. You got to.
They only
Man.
remember Floyd, and Floyd is always the personal reference because the amount of money he made.
Floyd is a beast, right? And I'm gonna tell you this. Red told me this straight up. We all fuck with Floyd, right? I don't hate on Floyd. I love Floyd. Shout out to Floyd's grandson. His grandson gonna be a beast, but Floyd, he he nasty, but everybody wants to beat him on the pads. Everybody, but what people don't do is they don't do the hard work that made him Floyd Money May. Everybody just
Bud
wants
does.
to look. I don't even put Bud on Floyd's level. Bud is just Bud, bro. Bud is just Bud.
I know, yeah, Bud is just Bud.
Bud not worried about Mayweather. That's the difference.
He already surpassed him, in my opinion, as far as accomplishments.
Hey, and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, look, there ain't nothing wrong with Floyd. I'm not taking shit away, but you know, there's always gonna be somebody. There's nothing wrong with doing something different, right? Like Tommy Hearns was a 7 division champion. Sugar Ray Leonard beat all the 4 kings, but they're all great. They all great. You know what I'm saying?
But didn't everybody just turn on Floyd because Floyd just said he was asked who was the best boxer in the world right now, and he said Terrence Crawford.
Come on now, man. Bro, do y'all remember do y'all remember like 4 years ago? This is when I first
this
started
was
thinking
recent.
myself.
Floyd said this and got all those heterosexuals ain't said shit about nothing.
Hey, but I remember like 4 years ago, I remember they was talking about Floyd fighting Bud, bro. I was like,
yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I remember when I first started training, I heard something about Floyd fighting Bud, bro, and I just always laughed at that, man. But there ain't nothing wrong with Floyd. I love Floyd. You know, people always try to be like him, but they don't ever want to put in the work like him, and that's the difference. That's always why that's gonna be the difference between the cats that they drink their Kool-Aid, but they also gonna be putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get all the ingredients and keep getting the ingredients and keep stacking it up, and then stirring up that Kool-Aid. They gonna keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Rather than you get a certain amount and then you just stop and you just start drinking it. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You know? And me personally, I feel like Devin Haney, he beat Shakur at all the higher divisions after 135.
Hey,
The more
AC.
the higher it gets, the more dangerous it gets for Shakur.
Yeah, that's what I believe. At 135, that's Shakur fight all day long.
Right.
Hey, AC.
What's good, expert?
Hey, I'm about to since you brought up Alexis Aguero, I'm about to watch your guy versus another one of my guys, Ray Boom Boom Mancini. I'm about to watch that.
Boom Boom is like in my top 10, along with James Toney, Sweet Pea. You feel what I'm saying?
Who said James Toney?
Me.
Yeah, James Toney's always up there.
Yeah, he's always been one of my favorite fighters to watch. Especially
man, I like Jersey Joe Walcott. I like all these cats, man. James Toney, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And also Calzaghe is definitely in my top 10.
I ain't gonna lie.
Calzaghe was a monster.
That's what I gotta watch.
I like Calzaghe, but I put him in the same. Like I said, I like Calzaghe, but I put him in the same category as Rocky Marciano.
Okay.
What about what's name? Andre Ward.
Oh yeah, Andre Ward's off in there. I mean, I put him off in there in 2012 when he beat even though he moved down when he beat Chad Dawson.
Chad Dawson did move down, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Chad Dawson moved down.
He was a light heavyweight champ. Yeah.
Yeah, when he beat Chad Dawson, I put Andre Ward up there because I had him on my pound for pound number 1. But of course, they gave it to Floyd.
He made Chad Dawson look silly. He made Chad. I like Chad Dawson, but Chad Dawson's chin, I don't know what it was, but Andre hit him with something. And that's the thing, right? Like, let me ask y'all a question. Who would have won between Bernard Hopkins and James Toney? Who would have won that fight?
James Toney.
Yeah, I think
James
James Toney would have won because he was just too defensively sound for B-Hop style, because B-Hop style is a lot like the fuck is his name? Amir Khan, where he's not as fast as Amir Khan, but he has that bounce around circle and then dash in.
Yeah.
Bounce around and then dash in. Jab, bounce in, bounce out. You feel what I'm saying? But it's always like a lunging kind of get in and get out type thing. And I just think James Toney defense, because he could stand right there in the pocket in the Philly shell and duck your shit still in the Philly shell position and crack you on his way up.
Right.
So, man, I wish when it comes to James Toney, man, I wish the fight with him and Roy Jones could have happened a little later.
No, he just didn't take it seriously, man.
He didn't take it serious.
He didn't believe in Roy Jones. He was like, I'm gonna fuck this dude up.
Yeah.
He slept on Roy Jones.
He was drinking too much of his own Kool-Aid at that time.
Yes. He was in the Source magazine. He was in every magazine with the
At that time, they had him. He was top 3 pound for pound. Roy was number 9 or some shit like that.
Yeah, and this is why he was like, yo, this Roy Jones nigga, watch what I do to this dude. I'm gonna fuck this dude up. I ain't even gonna train hard for this guy because he ain't shit. Because he was making fun of Roy Jones chicken
chicken thing.
Yeah.
Keeping it real.
How he said, how a motherfucker doing some chicken shit gonna knock me out. Nigga, I eat chicken.
Hey, but that Roy win for that James Toney win for Roy really put him on the map, you know what I'm saying? Because at that time James was like number 3, and keeping it real, up to that point, Roy never fought nobody with the skills that could either match him or have more different skills that he didn't have. So at that time, James Toney, I think James was the favorite, right?
Yeah, he was.
Right, yeah.
Because I'm saying, Roy Jones is one of my favorite fighters too. But
I like Roy.
Even Roy Jones back then, if James Toney would have took that fight serious,
James Toney would have been that.
I don't think Roy would have had a chance. That's just my opinion. He wouldn't have had a chance
because Calzaghe exposed Roy with the fact that Roy can't handle combination punches. You got
that was the old Roy.
And you make them miss.
AC.
When you throw some combinations at this dude, Roy can't fuck with that.
That was the old ass Roy. That was not the same Roy. I'm being real.
I can't say that because he was still a good fighter.
Like I give him Bernard Hopkins, man, but like Roy, nah, bro. I'm sorry. I'll give you Bernard Hopkins because Bernard Hopkins, he still was winning titles and shit. But like, I'm not giving him Roy because I'm not giving him Roy. I'm not.
You give him Jeff Lacey? Will you give him just Jeff Lacey?
Yeah, I'll give him that.
All right.
Which one is the one he ducked? Because I forgot. It was either Kessler or Froch.
It was Kessler.
Mikkel Kessler.
Wait. But
no, they fought. He fought Mikkel Kessler.
But what happened was he fought because Andre. Because what happened was, I remember I was just watching this shit. Andre Ward said he wasn't even supposed to be fighting Mikkel Kessler. It was supposed to be I think it was supposed to be Calzaghe or some shit, but like, and I believe Calzaghe was ducking him for that second fight.
No, Calzaghe fought Kessler. Look at
I think it was Froch. It's Froch. I think it was Froch he ducked.
Yeah, it wasn't Mikkel Kessler because he fought Mikkel Kessler and beat him. I think he beat him once and then lost once, but I don't remember because I think he retired undefeated and undisputed.
Yeah, he retired. He retired 46-0.
AC. What I'm saying is, I know he fought him, but that fight was he didn't want a second fight with him. They was supposed to get a rematch. He didn't want another fight.
Oh, all right, that's what it was then. Because I remember Mikkel was asking for the rematch, and he said, "I'll give you the rematch." But I think he retired or some shit after that. I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember that, but the one I was thinking about was Froch because that was over there in the UK. That was a big fight, and that was a fight that
Froch could have won that.
That was a fight that Calzaghe didn't want to take, and he gets over there in the UK. He gets I don't know if Toby Bartlett can speak on it because I don't know if he's a Calzaghe fan or not, but there was a lot of fans over there that criticized him for not fighting Froch.
No, but I think he retired and didn't fight Froch and Froch, and I think that was the main reason why he was like, look, I put enough in this, and you know what I'm saying. I think he knew where his conditioning and his body and age was compared to everything Froch was bringing to the table, and he just didn't see a way for him to win, and I don't think he wanted to be in that kind of war.
I'm gonna be real. I can't really get mad at Calzaghe for leaving how he did. I'm just keeping it real. Some fighters just like now Rocky. I think he wanted to keep fighting, but I know he got in that plane accident, so that's why he had to stop. Right? No, he retired. My bad. He retired.
No, he retired.
Yeah. He retired and then he died, but he was so young. But now I can't really blame none of these cats for retiring undefeated. Me personally, that's of course I want to fight the best, but me personally, that's the route I want to go. I don't want to have too much of a long career.
Yeah.
But I want to go for undefeated, fighting the best. And I feel like some of these guys, they fought the best. I mean, I don't feel like Andre Ward ducked anybody. I mean, if I'm wrong, I mean, I guess
he didn't.
I look at it like this. Floyd Mayweather, when he retired, he had the opportunity. He had the opportunity to fight Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman.
That's not a duck, though.
One of the Sean Porter, just a whole slew of guys that were on the table. He chose to fight Conor McGregor. Now,
Berto.
No, it was Berto.
No, his last professional fight was.
Oh, you talking about your last professional?
Yeah.
No, he was already.
No, he wasn't retired. Conor McGregor is
Berto.
on his record as his last professional fight, bro. Check
Conor counted as his 50th win.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50.
So all I'm saying is this. You had all of those guys to fight, but you chose to say, you know what? My 50th win is like a 50th anniversary. A 50th silver anniversary. Why not take the biggest bag, put on the biggest spectacle
with the less risk?
Yes.
That's cake. And that's what he did. So for me, I'm pissed off that as a true boxing fan, I'm pissed off that he didn't fight one of the other guys, but understanding the business and saying I want to go out on top. I'm not mad at you. That's why I'm not mad at. That's why I'm not mad at Calzaghe. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it was with Berto. He skipped out on his mandatory and Thurman and gave up the belt to fight Berto. But like I said, I don't.
No, wasn't Thurman a WBA regular at that time?
Yeah, Thurman was his mandatory.
Yeah, he was the WBA regular, and Thurman was trying to become his mandatory, and he said he couldn't.
Oh yeah, that's what.
He said he was trying to activate the mandatory to get the fight with Floyd as his last fight, but
Floyd told him.
Yeah, Floyd told him.
Floyd told him. Floyd told him no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Floyd was like, you know, I'm not gonna fight you, but you can fight on my you can fight Earl Spence on my undercard. That's when Earl Spence's name got out there.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I agree with you. I mean, like about Calzaghe. Reason why I said Calzaghe and Marciano is because you know when they chose to fight certain people, but just what Sugar J brought up Bernard Hopkins, giving him Bernard Hopkins. Yeah, I think that to me that puts him over Rocky Marciano because Rocky Marciano only fought one fighter.
No,
in their prime.
Okay.
No, he fought. He fought. You know, he fought some good fight, but
they was
one
old.
of those were they were already old. He only fought one that was in their prime, and then he people was trying to say, oh, he ducked Sonny Liston. No, Sonny Liston wasn't even up in the rankings to even get a title shot. Who he skipped out on was Floyd Patterson.
Yeah,
exactly. Floyd Patterson, and you know what? You know, that was Cuss's guy. Floyd Patterson was and I believe before Mike Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion, he was the youngest heavyweight champion at some shit like that. And it was like Floyd versus Archie Moore.
It was Floyd, then Ali, then Mike Tyson.
No, but okay, so yeah. But okay, I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. Sonny Liston would have probably knocked out Rashi Marciano if they would have fought. I'm just being real. I feel like Rocky. You said what?
Yeah, he would have. I mean, Rocky Marciano wasn't even no real heavyweight. The guy
he was like a light heavy cruiser weight. That's what he was.
Yeah, he wasn't even 195. He was in the 180s.
He was 185.
Yeah, 185. Yeah,
5'9" or some shit like that.
My height.
Yeah, he was 5'9", 185. He was supposed to be fighting like heavyweights, and that goes for the same thing for Joe Louis.
The heavyweights he did fight was old already.
That's not his fault though. I'm gonna tell you that was not his fault.
Yeah, that wasn't his fault. You're true.
He was trying to get. You gotta understand. Those guys were either fighting each other. Because at that time, you had the Ezra Charles, Joe Louis, Archie Moore. All these dudes were fighting each other for the heavyweight titles. So
Archie Moore came up from welterweight.
Well, I know that, but like, you know, Archie Moore, when he became the light heavyweight champion, he started going up to the heavyweight division and started fighting and stuff like that. What I'm saying is, but when you had guys like Jersey Joe Wilcott, Ezra Charles, Joe Louis, all these guys fought each other like 600-800 times. Those were the big names at that division. So even when they were old, you know what I'm saying? Like those were still the big guys. So to Rocky, those were his shots for the heavyweight title. And you know, I give him that.
Segregation basically kept a lot of those white champions away from the black competition. You feel what I'm saying? So you couldn't
Rocky
even
did give him a chance though.
Huh?
Yeah, segregation did keep them away, but Rocky did give them a chance though.
Yeah, so did Jack Dempsey. Jack Dempsey gave dudes chances and shit like that. But
Jack Dempsey ducked what's name? No, Jack. I was thinking about Jack Johnson. I was thinking about Jack Johnson ducking Sam Langford. My bad.
Yeah.
But, my bad. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, but even back then, you know, when some of these fighters did get the chance, they won the fight, but still weren't given the accolades of champion.
Sam Langford, he went from welterweight and beat dudes all the way up in heavyweight, and then
him and Archie Moore.
Archie Moore, same thing. But like, the reason why I feel bad for Sam Langford was that's like Errol Spence and Bud, right? Moving up, fighting all these dudes all the way up to fucking heavyweight, and never getting a title up there. Like, and let's say this, they beat every guy's best. All the weight classes they dominated, just for them not to get the title. That has to suck, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That has to suck. You know.
But but the thing is, it sucked for them. But at least the Hall of Fame and boxing historians keep bringing up their names so they're never forgotten. So you think about some champions that were actually champs at that time. You're not talked about like Sam Langfords and Joe Wilcox and some of these other guys. You feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when people talk about, you know, some of the purest of boxing, a lot of these big names that you know we know of are not even in the conversation because people know you ducked him and blah blah blah. So I'm focusing on this guy and what he truly did in the game, and these are the things why these other guys ducked him, because he was just that fucking dangerous.
Yeah, because I know I got a little video on Rocky Marciano talking about when he fought Harry Hath or whatever. But I would have gave him a lot more. I would give him a lot more respect, win or lose, if he would have fought Floyd Patterson.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this, you know, and back to what HC was saying, man. Like it was like a race thing. Like it was true. Not even a race thing. Like it was true robbery at its finest. I forgot. Like I remember what's the name? Sam Lanford beat Langston Hughes for like I believe it was like the welterweight title. Langston Hughes was like on like a 20 title streak, and he knocked him out, and they still didn't give him the title. Like he literally beat the man.
Yeah.
But they still found a way not to give him the title.
Yep.
Like that's appalling to me. That's just crazy how you can do that. How you can really beat a guy and they still not giving you your belt. Like, not by decision. You really knocked him out and you still don't get your title. Like that's just crazy to me.
You
How
don't,
how that works.
and if you look at the records, history won't even reflect it. You just got to know like what really happened. You feel what I'm saying? Like why wasn't he champion? Segregation, bro. Wait. You mean to tell me even if a black fighter got a chance to fight a white champion, depending on where the venue was, would determine whether or not that black fighter would actually walk away with the belt and go down as a champion? Yes, sir.
Never happened. Never happened.
Yes,
That's
sir.
the response. Never happened.
Yes, sir. Whether you was up north or whether you was down south. It all depended on the state. And if the mob ran the state, a nigga is not getting a break in Chicago or Philadelphia.
I would say back then, I mean, yeah, they did it. They messed over a lot of black fighters, but up north, you really didn't want to fight up north if you was black.
Yeah. Yeah, you had more chances of just being active and getting fights if you were in the South at smaller venues hosted by blacks, for blacks. You feel what I'm saying? You have some white scouts there and shit like that trying to find a good black fighter to take on their young prospect or whatever. A lot of guys took this thing of saying, you know what, if you want to get on here and you want to make money, you know, just take the dive.
Yeah.
Like you feel what I'm saying? So you had some black fighters that would just, you know, sell their shit out to take the dive. You know what I'm saying? And go back and just rip everybody's head off once they got back with fighting with black fighters.
Man,
and it was
speaking of taking a dive, like I wonder how many people in Marciano's fights took a dive, because like his manager and promoter, they were both a part of the mob, and those were the same guys that fixed the Jake LaMotta fights.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you had the mob behind,
that's why I talked about. That's why I talked in that video. That's why I talked about the Harry Hath fight, because if you look at it, that first round, Harry Hath was doing everything to Rocky Marciano, and then when he came out in the second round, it was kind of like how UGAS Spence happened. He just stopped. He just stopped punching and went on the defensive and let Rocky Marciano take over.
Who was it? It's not Joe Louis. I can't remember the black fighter, but people were saying no, when he got knocked out, his the reason why he had his arm over his face was because of the sun. And it's like, how the fuck do you know the sun is in your face if you knocked out cold?
Ooh,
they fought. Somebody fought against Jack Dempsey or or Marciano. Damn. I gotta Google that one again because I watched the documentary like a couple of years back and shit like that. They was talking about. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say that seemed more like something like a Dempsey type fight.
Yeah, I think it was Jack Dempsey. Because the fighter the black fighter who he was fighting, he kept on catching Dempsey, but he will hold him up.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He will hold him up like hold him up and then shake him. Like, please wake up, because he was told going into the fight. The documentary was about the black fight, and I can't believe I'm doing this right now. The documentary was about the black fighter and how going into certain towns, he would be threatened and shit like that. And he actually gave up his title to fight Dempsey. And who was the black fighter who was stripped of his titles, and they was talking about locking him up and lynching him because he took his young bride across state lines. Donald Trump pardoned him.
Oh, it was that was Jack Johnson.
All right. So all right,
because he married the white
Jack
woman.
Johnson. Yeah, so it was Jack Johnson versus Dempsey, and that's I think that's when if I remember correctly, Jack Johnson did fight Dempsey, but he took the L, and they were saying that was a dive. All the black people were saying that was a dive he took because Dempsey was definitely threatened and shit like that. And when he took it to the police, I believe they burnt his hotel room when he went out to eat, set it on fire or some shit like that. And then when he went to the police, they was like, well, look at here, boy. You got two choices. You could leave right now and just forfeit, or you could stay and take it in your own hands. But we have no proof that anybody did anything. So he went in there. He was putting the beats on him by holding him up. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And then when it got late and it was they told him what was up, he took the punch, went down and put his arm over his eyes and shit like that because they fought outside. I think that was I believe I'm correct. I got to Google that again. I want to look at that.
Yeah, Jack Johnson was public enemy number one for marrying that white woman.
Yeah.
Like the audacity of this nigga.
Yeah. Exactly. And they locked that man up for that bullshit, man. Stripped him and locked him up. After he got I don't remember if they stripped him, but they locked him up and shit like that. But at the end of the day, I do remember seeing it because Jack Johnson was also one of my all-time old school favorite fighters. Because I used to like the fact that he would knock motherfuckers out, and because he would get threatened, he would just hold your ass up and do like a little dance with you, like trying to wake a baby up or put a baby to sleep and shit when you just hopping up and down with him. I was like, this motherfucker boy got hands of stone that he knocking these dudes out. And you could see they clearly out. And he just holding them up like, oh God, white boy, just wake up, man. Hey. Don't have these people lynch me on no tree with me trying to get up out of here.
He was the first bad guy, and he embraced that role.
Yeah. And another reason why I like Jack Johnson because he was the first non-white guy to own a John P. Kobe pit bull. I was like, what?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. When you pick up Richard Straffen's The World of Fighting Dogs, you see they see a picture of Jack Johnson, and he has a nice 45-pound John P. Kobe pit with the patch over the eye. Brindle, white chest, white boots, white tail tip, half white head, with the brindle patch. All the markings of a true John P. Kobe dog. And John P. Kobe loved that dude. He was like, yo, that's his favorite fighter. He gave him the dog. He didn't even buy it. Bought the dog to him as a pup. Was like, this is a gift for you, sir. I was like, damn, wow. That's what's up. You feel what I'm saying? So Jack Johnson was mean. As far as Keith Thurman, he ain't no Jack Johnson. He ain't got that attitude. Cause he out here busting on shotguns. You feel what I'm saying?
I might just listen to the interview now just to hear him say that.
I was like, what the fuck did this dude say? Shotgun? Boy, you need to fix that list, man. I don't know, bro. That shit sound crazy. He was like, yeah, dang, Deontay Wilder, it's like a shotgun. Like, boom. I was like, oh no. Oh my God. Yeah, Keith Thurman, that dude was just saying way too much, bro. He was just
he overcooked himself.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, man, come on. Just be easy. Shut it down. Be happy. Take that roll. Take that roll. They gave you the keys to the gate. Hold it down.
Take the keys to the gate. Just go ahead and retire and go get that job at ESPN or something.
Nope. Showtime.
Showtime? Oh, Showtime. Yeah,
Showtime about to come into some money.
Yeah, he might do well as a commentator with the crowd going and everything. You won't hear the list all that bad. You feel what I'm saying? He might do well. He is knowledgeable of the game.
I heard a rumor that HBO was trying to get back in. I don't know if that's true or not.
I hear it, but I'm like, I haven't heard it from nobody official. If that makes sense. Like nobody from ABC or anybody said anything. But if so, that makes sense for Max Kellerman, and that gives him something to run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if HBO got back into the game
and do it the right way.
I was
do it the right way before they started pushing they started trying to push the European fighters down our throat.
Yeah. I don't know if this was part of that rumor, but maybe HBO might be looking to acquire some sort of streaming platform or set something up in conjunction with the BLK people.
You know, they already got a streaming platform nowhere. Cinemax.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm just saying for boxing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
I don't know. I ain't hear that. Like I said, I don't know if it's true about them coming back because I haven't seen it official from anybody. It just I heard I seen a couple of content creators say something about it, but they didn't make it official.
Yeah, and that's why I was seeing it, and then there was somebody, and I just clicked in and out, and they said something about HBO and BLK Prime may come together or put together a venue with the first thing or whatever to get their feet wet and just look at the numbers. You know, I was like, hey, if it happens like that, they want to test the water. That ain't a bad move. You feel what I'm saying? To inject some money into that thing. If not, then that's just one of those Reddit type rumors or whatever. You feel what I'm saying?
Until they start trying to sign fighters to network contracts.
Right.
Like I said, it's just a rumor right now.
Yeah.
But who would go?
Man.
The top night. Well, no shit. BBC got everything on lock right now. So who would go?
You gotta let. I mean, they probably snatching. If I was the HBO execs, and I was in charge of launching this thing,
Man, I don't think that's happening, bro.
I'm going to hold on. I'm going to start looking at the youngest of the youngest fighters. So this way we can make long-term investments in these young fighters, like really bring them up, really, build a platform with, with a fairly decent or whatever foundation. Now, here's where they could go ahead and actually somewhat establish themselves as well. Go after some of these female boxers who are fighting on these weird platforms. You feel what I'm saying? Not fighting on the zone or a top rank and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Man, female boxing is shoot. Even female MMA is killing it right now.
Exactly. So that's like that's what I would do. I'd snatch me up 2 solid female fighters and 3 solid young fighters. You feel what I'm saying? Um, the Yeah, and that's basically what I would do. I wouldn't be worried about like the Keyshawn Davises and what's the other young cat that just fought this weekend? Uh, Black dude got the second round stoppage on the big baby card.
See, I didn't get to watch that card. I know
Oh shit!
damn.
I gotta Google it real fast. And right now, my fingers is not moving that fast. But anyway, that you're not gonna be worried about those guys. You're gonna get the generation before those guys. You're gonna start scouting now to snatch those young guys up, sign them up, see if you could bag a free agent and shit like that. Um, who knows? They may be able to run out there and snatch a Teofimo Lopez because you'll be the biggest name over there right now, and they'll put a lot of investment in you, and you should be happy. You feel what I'm saying? But everything's going to be at that point somewhat of a cross promotion type thing because between PBC and Top Rank, that's where all the belts lie.
Yeah.
And Tio just gave up his belt. So if there was any truth to that rumor, Tio just devalued himself by giving up the belt. You know what I'm saying, and not just saying, you know what, I'm gonna take some time off and
I think
think
he
about
doing.
what I'm gonna do.
I think he doing a Tyson Fury.
Yeah, but he gave up the belt, so I mean, he gonna try to come back and say the only thing I didn't give up was my lineal, so I'll fight anybody for my lineal.
Well, you better hurry up before they have number 1 and number 2 fight for it.
Yep. And that'll be when one of these guys move up and go after that WBO joint, which is Dev. So you better do something fast. You know.
Yeah, but Tio will be a good snatch if he come back. Because I still think he coming back. I think he waiting for that contract to be up.
Who?
Tio.
Yeah.
I think he waiting for that Top Rank contract to be up and then just come back.
Yeah, that makes sense. But if he, I mean, that was a bit extreme. I mean, he could have waited it out. Could have definitely waited it out. But
he could have waited it out. But I think it's like Trick waiting it out. I don't want to get in. I don't want to get in that option. I just go ahead and retire, and it's a good time for me to retire because I got all this stuff going on in my personal life.
Yeah, I was thinking about Abdullah Mason.
Get my head right.
Yeah, like I was thinking about Abdullah Mason, and you want to go to the generation a bit before Abdullah Mason and build your joint on that. You know what I'm saying? Snatch up a veteran, and you might have something there. You know what I'm saying? You might have something there, but people was like, who's gonna sign to the zone? When Top Rank and basically PBC had everybody, some golden boy, but they were smart by going by acquiring or doing a deal with Golden Boy because now you just expanded your roster. You feel what I'm saying?
The zone came with that bag. It was getting everybody that bag. That's why they went over there. But it almost killed their whole little platform. Like,
yeah, that's why you're not gonna go and do these heavy payouts and shit like that. You're going after the young fighters and giving them enough to secure them, and put everything in place so they can make money as well as follow their career. You feel what I'm saying? And if they acquire belts, then the belts are icing on the cake, and then you offer them more money and shit like that. But give these fighters great guarantees and shit like that, and good fights, and do a lot of promotion in them. It's easy for them to get up there and be back where they were. You feel what I'm saying? As part of the big three. You had HBO, Showtime, you know what I'm saying, and HBO, PBC, Showtime, and Top Rank.
Hey, it worked out for Showtime because the Zone almost did this too, but it worked out for Showtime because they almost went bankrupt with that Floyd contract.
Yeah.
Because they lost a lot of money. It was on the verge of going bankrupt. So if Floyd would have never fought Pacquiao, man, Showtime, not even just Showtime boxing, Showtime would have been over.
Yeah. Yeah,
They overpaid Floyd to get him away from HBO.
Yeah. It was the Canelo fight that they broke even with and the fucking Pacquiao fight.
Yeah.
Those two fights, they was like, okay, yeah, all right, good. We good now. We good now. We're not gonna panic anymore.
But the Cotto fight did bring in a little money too.
Yeah, you're right.
Those was like the only 3 fights.
True that.
I mean, people did go see the they did go see the Mosley fight, but nobody really checked for the Mosley fight like they did Cotto, Canelo, and Pacquiao.
Yeah. And then the last one that put all the money in the bank for them dudes was the McGregor fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But on that note, I gotta walk this dog because she's staring at me, bro. She's like, "Yo, you're supposed to walk me about an hour ago." So I'm gonna dip out. Damn,
I'm about to dip out. I'm about to dip out too.
Show, great hollering at the panel, man. It was great cooking with y'all. You know what I'm saying, as usual. And those are my final thoughts. One love.
Hey, I'm about to go ahead and dip out too because I gotta try to find me a new car since my car is over with now. Kind of hurt, but hey, Cam, Gooch, when I get this new car, I'm trying to make my way to Omaha. But I'm out. Peace out, everybody. Hold on. Before I leave, who that sleep? Who's sleep in the background? Somebody is knocked out.